How do we sound out there?
Yeah, you can hear you loud and clear, you know.
Okay.
Right, so I will be bringing out that CD there soon, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Right,
Oh, you will be?
You did receive the tape?
No, I haven't, you know.
So how come you haven't received the tape from that time, man?
Boy. Phone me after the show. Phone me after the show.
No, I will tell you something. You call the commissioner.
Okay. Yeah, that's
right.
true, you know.
Yeah, I will talk to you later.
All right, my brother.
All right.
Take care.
You have to bring the people to the light, you know?
Yes.
All right.
And make them know.
So you get the tape and play the tape.
Okay.
All right. One love.
One love. First call of the morning. Calling us clean from over the other side of London, brother Jah Silver. Thanks for the phone check, Jah Silver. And he said, listen, some people need to know the history, the calendars, the Ethiopian calendar and the calendar here that we go by, or the so-called Gregorian calendar. There is a big time difference. At some stage, yes. And if any of our information presenters are listening and they've got the information to hand, well, the people is asking for that. So you don't know. Let's see what's being said in London. Good morning, caller. Good morning, caller. Good morning, caller, you there? Okay, caller, you're gone. This phone's ramping, you know. Yes, okay, give some more phone checks, London, please. There's 07931844806. And you know what? I'm going to go into some information for you all, just to start the ball rolling. First of all, I remember last week, we'll just get a little feedback on last week's show and update where the Metropolitan Police are concerned. They heard what we've had to say, and they're ready for us anytime. It's us now to make decisions. But one thing I wanted to bring to your attention regarding the Metropolitan Police and the change in laws now, particularly the changes in laws concerning our children. I found out this weekend that they have a new law for children aged between the age of, I think it's 10 and 18. And the government actually went through and put in a bill and changed the law. Now, when we was growing up, when we was youths or youngsters, or, you know, in our heyday, enough of us. And if you got in trouble with the police for, say, bunking school, okay, or you smashed the plate glass window, we would be taken down to the station and we would be given a caution. Okay, with our parents, either both or one of our parents there, and the police sergeant would sit opposite us and caution us and tell us about the ramifications of if we done anything like this again. And many people, including myself, we receive cautions, okay, for what they call minor things that they don't want to go to court for, because it's not worth their while in terms of the money, the expenses. Anyhow, the law was changed in 1998, and caution was changed. They said it's no longer called caution. It's called something else now. Okay? We reprimand. It's called a reprimand. According to the 1998 change in law by the Labour government, if your child from 10 years old upwards breaks the law, go in a sweetie shop and thief a bar of chocolate, which I might add, I got caught for when I was in my primary school. But if your child today does that, they will be reprimanded by the police. And here reprimand now, you know, when they reprimand your child could be 10 and has done this. You have to take them to the police station for them to get a reprimand. The reprimand includes taking their photo, taking their individual fingerprints, taking their palm prints, scraping DNA scrapings, so that they've got all of this on record. And they say that they keep the record for a period of up to 5 years. Now imagine if you're 10 years old. See, now that's the first reprimand. The second one, they said, is called a final warning. Okay? So let's say between the age of 10 you bust a window and you got a reprimand. At the age of 12, 13, your thief a pack of cigarette out the shop and get catch. You get a final warning. That's 2. You see the third time, let's say now, remember it's a 5-year record. You reach 15 now, and the police stop you on the street for no reason at all, and you tell them, nah, what you doing? And they say, right, you're nicked for obstruction of justice. That's number 3. Automatically you have to go to court. They call it 3 strikes and out. What do you call it? That's how they're dealing with our children now. I don't know if you all knew that. The law has changed. And there's no such thing as a caution now for minor so-called offences. It's a caution, but this is a caution with a difference. They take the child's photo, fingerprints and DNA. And it's on your record for 5 years. And if you do anything within that 5 years, anything at all, however minor, you will be back in front of them, and that's booked. 2nd strike. 3rd strike, you're in court. What do you think, London? Are our young people being set up? Didn't we, who are old enough, remember the day when I remember, and I've got brethren who can say, yep, I remember, they would go and jump on a bike and thief the bike off of the street corner and ride it, or, you know what I mean? You do that now, DNA, fingerprints, photograph, 5-year record. Are our young people being set up? And the phone's gone quiet, you know. You will give me some calls. 07931844806. Is this another reason why we need to be speaking with those who are policing our community? And I'll say it time and time again, as much as you all might not believe this. You see, the Metropolitan Police, for their money's worth, they love Genesis Radio. They love it. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're in tune to Genesis. Good morning. These calls are just bowing out for some strange reason, you know. Good morning, caller. Okay, someone try me again. Gives the phone check on the 07931844806. And you know what? I said I didn't want to go and deal with this police business today. Not another week. See, we've got enough time in the year to come to deal with that. Good morning, caller. Cheese on cream. Good morning, caller.
Hello, Commissioner?
Yes.
Yeah, this is Peter from Catford. Yeah, just letting you know that I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, my brother.
Yeah. And, well, I don't mean to sound like everyone else, but yeah, for real, keep up the good work and everything, yeah?
Okay. Have you got any comments to make on this? What you were just reasoning on here, this change in law regarding the children?
I've only just come in the room and I've heard your voice from my radio, so...
Okay,
you know what I mean?
okay.
Yeah. But the thing is it possible to speak to you off air?
It is.
Yeah?
Not at the moment, it's not.
Okay.
Listen to the show and I'll give a phone number.
Okay then, yeah?
Yeah?
Alright, blood.
Alright, my brother, thanks for the phone check.
No problem.
Okay.
Cheers, peace.
Okay, big up for that phone check, my brother. And yes, I'll give out a number after the show where you can get hold of myself and we can talk. But we're going to keep it going in terms of our children, because it's about our children, you know. I would feel to myself, most of what Genesis Presenters does is about the children. Good morning, caller.
Hi, good morning, Commissioner.
Yes, my brother.
Funny regard what you're saying about the police with the children and that. You have to realize as well, our children, like, I haven't got kids myself, yeah, but I've got a little 12-year-old brother. I'm not saying that he's bad or anything, but at the end of the day, if a kid go and nick a bike off the street,
yeah,
that don't make it right.
But don't you remember doing them things, my brother?
No, I never nicked no one's bike, man.
Okay.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, your kids live in your house to go and nick other people's stuff. You know what I mean?
You went to school. You went to school, yeah?
Yeah.
You didn't ever thief a pen or a pencil or nothing from school?
No.
Well then,
I can honestly put my hand on my heart and say I never need nothing that belongs to no one out there.
Well, honestly, and this, I'm putting my hand on my heart and I'm saying, I take my hat off to you. For real.
It's how you a kid come for something and you know the kid ain't got no money. Surely you as a mother or father have to question that kid, where did they get that thing from?
For real.
What did they have to sell to get that thing?
For real.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's the truth. But I remember me as a youth, when we was youths in Lewisham, there was about a class of us, 32 of us, and we had a bike racket going, and we had a garage, and we had over 500 bikes and bike parts in this garage.
That's crime, my brother.
Of course. Of course.
You understand?
You know, but again, as being now, I'm saying from the point of view of the young person, I was in that, and I know that it's crime. But from the point of view of them, not all of them, you know, are going to see it as crime.
Yeah.
They're going to see it as it's an opportunity.
Yeah, well, wrong is wrong and right is right, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you have to realize what's going on out there, you understand me? So it's like, for us to teach our kids better, we don't have to let our kids fall into that trap. They, from a young age, start teasing. You know, from they grow up, man, the older they get, they're going to get into other things, man, you know what I mean?
That's the truth. That's the truth.
But at the end of the day, you have to know that you're in a white man's land, so at the end of the day, you have to respect his law.
And just live by. So you don't think that this new law is a bit too harsh?
Well, it is a bit harsh, you know what I mean? Considering, like, you know what I mean, they're taking the DNA and all them things at such an early age, but you have to realize what they're keeping it for.
For real? And what do we feel they're keeping it for? Because in years to come, they can always track you down, you know. Yeah, because the point that I was trying to get to, Bridget, is that if they get you twice, the third time, a police can just stop you and say you was obstructing me, and that's the third time.
Yeah.
3 strikes and out.
Yeah.
So it seems a bit draconian, you know what I mean? But yes, I take on board what you're saying. A lot of our children, a lot of our young people are wild out there.
Yeah, it's wild, man.
But are we prepared to let the government and let the local or the national police force take on our responsibility for the wildness of our young people?
We have to take responsibility for our children, man. We can't leave that to the other people. You know what I mean? Telling our kids what to do. It's in the home. Because you know, I was brought up without father. You know what I mean? And it's like my mother, you know what I mean? Won't tell me to do the right thing. You understand me? But I've always had a kind of discipline within myself, you know what I mean?
To do the right thing.
Keep away from bad company, you know what I mean?
Okay. Well, you see, now my experience, I was the same. I was brought up by my mother. But my attitude was I was the only man in the house.
Yeah.
You understand, brethren? And I took it to the extreme as a young boy.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe it's got something to do with people's circumstances. But as you said, at the end of the day, because my mother never told me to go and thief, and if she found out I was thieving, she would want to brought me up.
Yeah.
Because we know right is right and wrong is wrong.
Yeah, that's it.
My brother, thanks for your call, see?
Alright, blood.
And you take care, keep it locked.
Alright. Okay.
Okay, you all are hearing it there loud and clear from one of our brethren out in the southeast London region, I believe. Seeing same boy, at the end of the day, you know, some of our children are wild out there. And London, I'm going to say one thing. When I'm presenting the show, please, no kids, children, young people or children. Good afternoon or morning, caller. Your name? You gone, caller? Okay, caller, sorry you dropped out. This phone seems to be losing some calls this morning. But you will please persevere and keep trying, and you shall get through. 07931844806. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. I'm from South East London. My name's Sandra. What you got to understand, right? A lot of the children nowadays, right, they're growing up before their time.
Yes.
You know, like mobile phone, pregnancy, and all sorts. Yeah.
Yep.
So most probably they're just trying to keep them on the straight and narrow.
Okay,
you know?
so you think it's needed?
I think it's needed in a certain way, but I mean, not to go that far, like the DNA testing or whatever, you know. But I mean, if you know, like children of today at 13-year-olds, you know what I mean, mobile phone, pregnancy and whatever.
You
know, like when we were younger, we took our time to get like certain things in life. But now it just seems to me like everybody's just going for everything, you know.
So isn't that indicative of the whole of the wider community, not just the young people?
Yeah. I know what you're trying to say, but you know, the children of today are like they're different from when we were growing up. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know, so you know what I mean. I just wanted to air that for you anyway.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right, my sister, the old of London heard that.
Okay.
And kiss the babies that you got there with you. See? Take care. You all are hearing it again, you know. Another one of our sisters is saying, boy, you know, the young people today are completely different to how we were. Do you think that it still means these measures are justified? Or can't we see that our young people will be set up? And not all of our young people. In fact, you know, someone said to me, boy, Commissioner, you know, it's not all of the young people out there that's bad. What about the ones them that's doing the correct thing? Like my brother that just phoned, never stole nothing. He can put his hand on his heart and say no. What about all of these children out there that are holding it up, getting on with their education and doing everything correct in this madness? Because it is, as you heard, we got younger than 13 going to school with mobile phone, and not going to school with mobile phone to keep in touch with family, to chat with friend, and boy to chat with girl, and girl to chat with boy. You know what I mean? Is it that they've just got these accessories? Nothing's really changed, has it? Good morning, caller.
Hello, good morning. I'm ringing about the question you asked earlier on. Don't you think that, you know, something has to be done? Because, I mean, look at the amount of crimes that is going on at the moment. And, I mean, with my line of job, I've seen a lot of black children who can do so much better, but it's because they're lacking discipline. They're lacking someone in authority to guide them. And maybe this is a sort of deterrent to try and, you know, keep them on the street of narrow.
So again, you would be happy with, let's say you had a 10-year-old, and your 10-year-old was stopped on the street, and the police said, oh, they assaulted me.
Yeah, but the thing is, right, the first crime, and so you say that they get off with a caution, but it's if they have repetitive sort of crimes.
Well, this is where I'm saying, in the past, it used to be, yes, you get off with a caution. Today, it's called a reprimand. And they take your photograph, they take fingerprints and DNA.
I think the way things are going now, something drastic has to be done. Because, I mean, there are a lot of children who are out there who are really, you know, they're lacking all this discipline. The parents are trying. They're really trying. But they're just, you know, they're just running wild. And I think something has to be done. At least, you know, some way, someone will take responsibility and guide them. And then because they know that they're going to get a name, you know, a bad name against they put it down their record, that maybe they might think twice about doing some of these things that they get on with these days.
Okay. Do you think, can you think of any alternatives? I know you're saying something needs to be done.
Yeah.
Are there any alternatives that we as a community can come forward with?
Well, I mean, we can set up some more youth training schemes, you know, try and encourage people, you know, some of these children to sort of take up some of these, you know, career schemes or sort of, you know, holiday camps or something like this. You know, I think, you know, as black people, we are not sort of, you know, supportive enough with each other.
Okay.
You see it in some of the other ethnic groups, but among the black ourselves, because we are so busy criticizing each other, you know, we need to come together and try and encourage our children to be able to, you know, to develop themselves. Maybe they need some youth group, maybe they need some other, you know, some other sort of initiative to set them, you know,
yes.
on the cool.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay. All right, my sister, that's very positive.
Okay, thank you.
See? And tell me, I don't know if you want to, but you started off by saying in your profession you come across a lot of...
Yes, I do, yes.
What's the profession you're in?
I'm a worker with social services.
Oh, social services?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you just opened a can of worms there.
Okay. Well, there you are. So I see it at first hand.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, you take care.
You too.
Thanks for the call.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye. You would have just hearing it there again. We have one of our social workers from out in the community, and again she's confirming within her role of employment, she's seeing too many of our children going through that process there, going through the mechanics of the system, and something needs to be done. Now, do you feel that the government are correct in doing what they're doing? Mind you, they haven't consulted us, you know. Good morning, caller. Your name, please?
Good morning, bro.
Good morning, my brother Ron. How are you?
Not too bad.
Okay, what would you like to say to London?
I respect that brother who never steal lives. He was small. He was a very good boy.
For real, and there's many more out there.
Very, very good boy. I gotta raise my hand to him, with respect, He must be a chosen few, Right, you don't think this law that you were reading out there, you don't think is, now, you must not discipline a child, right?
Yes.
But still, as I said over and over before, but when they meet a certain age, you want to build prison and want to caution them as what you're laying out there, reading out there. That what you're going to do with it, we ain't going to do.
That's right.
You don't think it's and this law, is it, brother and sister, don't get me wrong, is it only for blacks or what? Because most of these laws that come, as you know, like stop and search, is only with 99% is blacks.
But mind you, from the evidence that I see, there are many white children. In fact, it seems to be there's children from every denomination or every race.
I understand that, but it's same way like the stop and search. There's many white people. But it's only 99% of the black being stop and search.
For real. And they target them as well.
They target them too. You understand? So with this law they're bringing in, we know it applies to each and every one of these children, but 90 or 95% will be for blacks to be targeted, to discredit them when they get bigger with their education and who make it and who don't make it.
Sorry, my brother, go through.
Yeah. You don't believe, so we have to say with that.
Boy, sorry, repeat it again because I had to pick up the other phone. Just the last part.
With this law, right? You don't think it's a target young black brothers and sisters?
Well, there's a question there because, you see, if you look in some of the outflung places, some of these estates way out, okay? The main problem they have with youth crime is that these young white boys are thieving cars and joyriding and ramriding on the estates.
Yeah.
So down there, obviously they're going to be targeting these kind of children. Now, in our areas where our children are predominant, they're going to be, they have to look at our children. From that point of view, now to say the degree that they exercise that law amongst the different types of children, that's something that we're going to have to see.
Yeah, but you could see it because with the same degree that you explained there, the same degree that they stop and search.
That's right, and it was disproportionate to us.
See, this is what I'm trying to get at.
But again, wasn't that again in part because the head of the police come out and said, yep, most of the street crimes, street robberies is committed by black youth.
Well, assumption, is it?
Again, it depends what area you're in, isn't it, Ron? You know what I mean? From that point of view, so even though they try to categorize us and make sweeping statements like that, you can't do it. And as you said, it's been proved. We got a brother that's phoned us and never thief.
Yeah, I respect him.
You know what I mean?
So he was a very good little boy.
So it's been proved to us, that, you can't generalize and say, because I generalized. I said, look, can't you all remember when we was younger and reary? That's what caused him to phone up and said, well, I've never done that.
You were a little devil, isn't it?
I was generalizing, you know what I mean? And I wouldn't say, no, I wasn't a devil. I rebelled. I was very rebellious against the system, against authority, against the unjustness that I was seeing,
Yeah.
So yes, people would say you was a troublemaker, you was rebellious, you was this or that. But in my mind, as a young person, I was just holding it up against this unjust system.
All right, brother. I come out for now. We gotta get back to you because I have something to read out there.
Okay, my brother.
Right?
Yeah.
Let somebody come.
Take care.
Right.
You all are hearing it here loud and clear on the Genesis 91.6. Now that's just one of the issues that I wanted to tell you about. This the change in the law regarding youth crime and how our children are dealt with, how the children are dealt with. That is one of them. If you've got anything to say on it, or if you've got anything to comment, or if you're in the profession and you can enlighten us in any manner, give us a bell. 079-31-844-806. We've also, the other thing I wanted to talk about, is within our community, and it kind of links up with the same youth issue. within our community, it's so, like, we find it hard to forgive. And I wanted to ask, is there really any forgiveness within our community? It seems like we can forgive people outside of our community a lot easier and get on with them a lot easier and forget things a lot easier. But our own, within ourselves, within the family, and please, I want you to consider this. Good afternoon, caller.
Yeah, afternoon to you.
What's your name, my brother?
Darren.
Okay, brother Darren, where are you in London?
East London.
Okay, how are we sounding over there?
Yeah, okay, fine.
Good. What you got to say to the rest of London?
Yeah, this new law. Now, what's happening is what a lot of people ain't seeing. It's a control mechanism where they're going to start as what they've done before with black kids. As you said, stopping and searching, planting things on them, and whatever the case. People out there who haven't been in amongst what goes on are going to say, "Oh, I'm talking a lot of rubbish." Right? Now, in my primary school, I was a prefect. In my secondary school, I was a prefect.
Yeah.
I walked out of my school one day because the teacher said that I tried to do something or whatever the case was. I called him a lie. He was telling me I actually went home, found my mother, led my mum up to school. I was deeply hurt, That's what sort of brother I am, I stand up for the truth, justice and all the rest of it.
Yes.
Right? Back, me and my mates, we came from my aunt's, it was her birthday, we was all drinking. I was the only one who had a car. As I was drinking, I let the brother who wasn't drinking drive.
Yes.
Right? I got stopped. Well, we got stopped by the police just as we was pulling up to drop one brother home. They had nothing on me, nothing at all, right? Legal as can be.
Yes.
What did they say? They found drugs in the car, so they arrested me.
Yeah.
They had nothing to go by, right? Now, they took me down Limehouse police station, took my fingerprints and all the rest of it, right? I thought, fine, fair enough, I'm going to take this further, because I'm a man, I don't touch drugs, and at that time I drank, and that was the only thing I did. This is a way for them to exploit black youth, right?
And to criminalize the children.
Yeah, because there's nothing out there for youth. I'm 33 now.
Yeah.
When I was all 8 growing up, my brother, who's 5 years older than me, he had things that by the time I got to his age, I wanted to do. I thought, by the time I'm that age, I want to do what my brother's doing.
Yes.
Right? Now, as you grow up, they take away certain things. Like, they took away GLC because the GLC was for the community.
Yes.
Right? And they don't want things for the community. Right? They want idle hands because idle hands make light of work, right? And you go out there, you see opportunities. You get bored, so what are you going to do? You're going to go out there
and take it.
You know what I mean? You're going to entertain yourself.
That's right.
You start playing there. Hey, I dare you to go over there and do this. I dare you to do that. Mans get bored, so you know, your brain's sticking over. You want to do something.
So whose fault is that, though?
It's the government's fault in the sense where they're the ones with the reins, right? But at the same time, it's parents that they should know how to bring up their children because there are too many children. You said earlier with this phone. I get sick and tired when I'm coming home on the bus and all these youth are on the phone.
Everyone's on the phone.
And then they're chatting nothing but rubbishness.
Yep.
Absolute crap they talk about, right? And all the time, I'll tell you what really hurts me, right? You hear black youth on the bus. All they talk about, if it's a black boy, they're talking about girl, this, girl, that. And if it's a black girl, they're talking about boy this, boy that. Right? You go in the area where there's white children or there's Indians, they're talking about computers and how to make money.
That's right.
You understand, right? All the black men and black girls are talking about the latest fashion. We're caught up in a society where all we want to talk about is garms and it's materialistic.
Well, you know what the latest lick is for the boys, especially? They all want motorbike.
What's up? Them, boy, oh my God. Them things, right?
Yeah.
It's like, for example, Friday I went Hackney Empire, and it was like, you know, like on the stage, there was good acts, and there was something different. There was these guys come up and they was rapping, and they had a different flavour. They had like sort of orchestra in there. The whole lot. The crowd didn't know how to take to it.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was different. Yeah, and it's like black people don't like to show their appreciation for the black people. Them, it's like we always want to put one another down.
Yes.
And what is said by a white man, it's like we take it upon and we say, yeah, it's true because the white man said it. The white man's wearing a coat and he's got glasses, so it must be true. He must be a professor.
Well, you see, you're touching on a point, Bridget, now I was just about to raise, which was the forgiveness within our community. How comes we find it so impossible to forgive ourselves or to forgive each other?
I'll tell you what it is, right? And I'll say this like, how I see myself now. Right? We're living in a world of puppets and puppeteers, yeah? Puppets, right? And we've got to come away from being puppets and say, well, basically, we ain't going to be able to come away from this puppetness, right? Because somebody's always pulling our strings. So you've got to say, well, I'm amongst the rest of the puppets.
Yes.
Yeah? Because no one's going to be pulling my strings, and I'm gonna fight against the system. Yeah? And the only way you can fight against the system is go and get your education, right?
Yes.
And they know now more black people are getting educated, more black people are going to university and succeeding, right? They've taken the grants away from the people there, so because they know there's more black people
coming through,
and
yes.
so they're taking away that part of it. Now they know black people out there are from, like, say, wealthier backgrounds now, because mines are put down from years back, and people now are reaping it. Yeah. So now, as you said, this new law, they're gonna take as much children off the street and get them within their system and keep them within their system, because since they start tagging you, so that's the next step. They're gonna start tagging you. They're tagging prisoners already.
That's right.
Right. And then they're gonna start. Listen. And people today, they don't wake up because there's too much is going on outside, alright? Like, all the confusion within the communities. People don't trust one another no more, alright? And it's the government that's instilled that from day one. You know, they play chess, and if anybody out there plays chess, then they know what I'm talking about, yeah? You've got your pawns and all the rest of it,
right.
and we're just the pawns.
In the whole game.
That's right, and they're playing one big game. And like that lady, she came on early and she said, yeah, it's a good thing and whatever, because the children out there, they're unruly and whatever the case is. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. From since they start tagging you. As I said, I now know I've got a record, because I've never done nothing in my life. Right?
But you still got a record.
I've got a record because they plant these drugs and all that on me on that day. And yeah, I went to take the police to court. But I couldn't take them to court because the system... Right? I couldn't get legal aid, and at that time I was at college. Right? I wasn't working.
So that's right. And you see, too, they know that they know that they're going to get away with it, because
they don't get away with it. And there's too many silly people out there who says, "Oh, it's right because the government says so."
Yes.
And it's wrong.
For real.
So as I said, my name's Darren, yeah. But you flip my name in the mirror, it says Narad. Right? And my name Narad stands for truth behind the lie, because I'm a rapper, yeah.
Okay.
And that's what my name. That's my rapping name, Narad.
Well, what you want to do, Narad, is send us some of your material so we can play it on air.
I think, I'll get the address and all that.
Okay. See?
Yeah.
And big up for your information, and the whole of London heard what you had to say. All right, my brother.
Well, you keep it real every time, you know.
For real.
Right,
take care.
Yeah.
And listen out for the address.
Yeah, will do.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, you all are in tune to the People's Talk Show, 91.6 FM. It's your time, London. We've been talking a few things. Let me give you this phone number again. 07931 844 806. Now listen, I'm going to. Some is saying don't, but I'm going to, because I really want us to look at this forgiveness within the community, within the family. If we consider ourselves to be family, it's amazing how we are able to forgive everyone else and make excuses for everyone else. But when it comes to those within your heart, when it comes to those next to you, when it comes to your brother who you're supposed to be the keeper of, the same way you're supposed to be your keeper, when it comes to the same young people that we're speaking of now, that these new laws have been introduced for, where is the forgiveness? How comes we are so much into the sususu and the jealousy and the envy? How comes we, instead of building on each other and each other seeing what each other is capable of doing, and everyone put together and do one thing for the common good of all of us, why is it that if you're sitting on a fence, a man wants to jump on your back and break it? Good afternoon, caller. You're on tune to Genesis. Your name, please?
Brother, it's Ron again.
Okay, brother Ron.
As the phone is so quiet, I'll read out this. Can I read out this thing?
Yep, it's your time.
Right. This is the Metropolitan Police, right? Metropolitan is told stop engine from Moccasin Say Yard is blaming the failure of Lawrence report, right? Here are these devil operate. Scotland Yard was bluntly today. Scotland Yard was told today by Sir William McPherson to stop engine about Lawrence report inquiry report, which branded Metropolitan Police institutional racist. Former High Court Judge Ed Blackman claims that the Metropolitan abandoned the stop and search procedure in wake of Lawrence report had led to 30% of increase in street crime. The force was report that 12 officers had been grilled by inquiry were so traumatized, big word, that it could no longer function human being. There's more to read, but I just stop there. These 12 officers are traumatized, right? Right. Now, is it?
You're breaking up.
Alright. Probably your battery, brother.
Not yet, because I had the phone plugged in before.
Right. So these 12 officers are guinea pigs now, isn't it?
Well, again, you know, the whole since the Lawrence thing and the McPherson report, as you don't know, the police have just sat down and decided, here what, we'll turn it back and make it reverse racism, and we'll talk about officers that's been traumatized beyond all human conditions and feel denigrated within their jobs, and there's more police leaving every day than ever since when, you know, so they're just trying to turn it back. The same thing happened in America when the government said we agree to reverse racism then for the black community, and we're going to actively invest more funds in the black community, in black business, etc. The white man in America was up in arms and started bawling. So it's the same.
Yeah, it's the same thing, because he, you know, I don't want to stop this show, but I'm going to give you a copy of this thing that you read out, because he had to go at everything, you see.
Yes.
This is where they're coming from, you see. Now, 12 being traumatized, right? So what about the Lawrence family, who lost their son, as he mentioned in this report here, right? They're talking about traumatized, right? 12 officers. So I presume that they're guinea pigs now, they cannot function. Right?
Yep, for real.
So what about this?
But you know what, Ron? You know what?
I mean, it sounds a bit every time, but he's bringing it all the time, you see? Like a living memory.
Well, you see, me personally, that's why we need to have the police come and represent. See? So that these things we can put to them.
But brother,
I've heard it all, you know, Ron, but truthfully, me personally, and that's just me, we need to make them represent, brethren. For real.
But what if it's the same old story, brother? The same old story.
Well, I'll tell you something. If we sit down, okay, with the police and let them tell us the same old story and we get the same old results, then the failure is with us, because we don't know the story. So if we're going to sit down and accept it yet again, then I have to say the failure is with us, my brother.
Brother.
See?
Unless somebody comes in.
Okay. Yeah. You keep it low. I know you're going to anyway.
Yeah, because this is something that the community is supposed to know. Because he had to go at Paul Condom. He had to go, you know.
Yep.
Stop blaming the black community, the ethnic minority, as
yes.
the word they usually use.
That's what they're calling us, and I don't know what that means. Up to well, I
don't know. I don't know. I look in the dictionary, I see all the thing, you know. So.
Well, brother Ron, the whole of London heard that. See?
Yeah. Right.
Take care. 07931 07931 844 806, and I'm still on the so and the forgiveness and the jealousy. See, is there such a thing as forgiveness within our community? The so causes lives to be lost because you so someone gets the wrong story and end up got killed somebody. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Hi. Yeah, I just want to put my point of view over there.
What's your name, caller?
My name is Teresa.
Sorry?
Teresa.
Good afternoon, Sister T. Where you calling from?
South East London.
Okay, go to. What would you like to say to London?
Right. First of all, about the mobile phone and parents giving their children mobile phones. Well, I think that is a positive thing. Okay, my child has got a mobile phone. And the reason why I gave it a mobile phone is because obviously the pedophiles in the community.
So this for security reasons.
Safety, yeah.
Okay.
Is really what matters to me as a parent.
So tell me, is your child's mobile phone open? Is it by that do I mean can she use it or he use it to phone their friends, to phone every Tom, Dick and Harry?
Well, I explained to her that this is a mobile phone that is for her safety. She's a girl.
Okay.
And basically, she don't have it on in school. Okay. It's only so that I can contact her. She's late coming home or on the bus, and I'm wondering where she is as a parent. And I feel it's a positive thing that there is mobile phone.
Thank you, Sister Teresa. Listen, this is one aspect that many of us never looked at. We just looked at the children with the mobile phone and thought, you know what, that's out of order. But you put it into perspectives there by telling us, yeah, for safety and security reasons.
Yes, obviously that's my concern as a parent. And I think most parents probably bought that in that same frame of mind. And I don't see anything wrong with a young child having a mobile phone, providing the parents had explained to the child this is for safety, it's only in a case of emergency, and you switch it on after school. Okay. And also about the DNA and fingerprints, I think that is wrong, that a young child who's done a minor offense should be reprimanded in such a fashion. I feel if the community had more things happening for young people that is free, okay, for those parents who can't afford it, it's free for the children to go along to clubs.
More youth centers.
Yes, things like that is positive, and those children who have broken the law, they should do community service in the community, put back something positive in the community rather than let them feel that they're useless and undermine them. They're children and they have a right, they have a voice. And I am a parent and I'm speaking for my child. I would never like to see my child go down to a police station and be fingerprint, DNA and take pictures. She's not a criminal.
You understand?
I don't agree with the social worker. I think she needs to put her perspective right and get more activity involved in the community concerning children. And its access is free to everyone, regardless if they're working or not. I'm a working class citizen and I'm paying loads of poll tax to the police. And I don't see them coming round and doing their jobs. They only come round when there's a crime committed, if someone burglar or something. There's no presence of the police in the community.
So we're not in effect getting any community policing at all?
No, I don't think so. I haven't seen them. All I see them is when there's something gone wrong. And then they're looking for evidence, which to me, if they were present, walking around as the community police officer, maybe they could stop a few crimes. And I think most of the crime that is committed is by people on serious hard narcotics.
Okay,
I don't think that a child should be reprimanded in that fashion. Alright, if they have committed a crime such as murder, which we do know that children have murdered children, then yes, that's different. But when stealing a bike or stealing something at a shop or a bar of chocolate, that's minor offense. Okay, and I don't think that black people really has got that negative attitude. I hear some people say black people this, black people that. I'm black and I haven't got a negative attitude.
So you think there's forgiveness within our community?
I feel so. If the community pulls together, yes.
Okay.
I don't see the community pulling together. It's like everything is for myself. I'm selfish. I'm for myself. Okay, there's no community spirit in England, funny indeed.
So as a working mother out there, see, what, in your opinion, would help us pull together?
I think more access into services that's available for parents and children, more parents' awareness of what the wider community is about, like people out there molesting children, that sort of thing. I think we need more information, access into that type of thing, and it's not just for those who is middle-class citizens and so forth. Okay, you get people out there committing serious crime on children, and they're not out there reprimanding them.
For real? They're just coming down on the children.
They're just down on the children, and therefore I'm not having my child going to be molested, and when she goes to a phone box, the phone box is out of order. Alright? So having a mobile thing to me is a positive thing.
Yes, if it's used in the right manner.
It's used in the right manner, yes.
So your daughter's never run up the phone bill and caused you to pay an exorbitant 100?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No, because we're brought up with principle and discipline, and I think most black people are.
What's your daughter's name?
My daughter's name?
Yeah.
I wouldn't like to say. Her name is Nadina.
Okay, Sister Nadina, listen, hold up your head and just have a big grin on your face right
she's
about
doing absolutely marvelous in school, so I don't know this negative thing about black people this and they're into fashion. Everybody's into fashion.
Yes.
You see what I mean? And clothes is here to wear. We can't walk out the street bloody naked. We'll be arrested for that. Alright, so if I want to wear something fashionable, it shouldn't be nobody's business. Alright, I'm dealing it with a positive light. I hate this negativity on black people.
Okay.
Alright,
and as far as your opinion is, as far as your opinion is, there is forgiveness within our community.
Yes, I think so, yes.
Okay, my sister.
Listen, they were all in trouble.
That's right.
Alright?
The whole of London heard that, see?
Yeah, they will.
You
Peace
take
and
care.
love. Bye.
One love. You would have hearing it loud and clear, see? Yes, my sister's saying, boy, the first issue was the mobile phone, and for reasons of security. Bit of information on that, my sister. I'm gonna back you up and say, yeah, you're doing the right thing. Last count, there was something like 100. Last week's Guardian that gave those figures. Something like 100 off of the top of my head, and 35,000 pedophiles. See? Yeah, we had this one the other day down in Forest Gate. Killed on his doorstep, pedophile. Now that's another show. But for reasons of, you hear what the sister said, I give my child mobile phone because of security. And the phone box them, when you're ready to go and use phone box, the phone box them is broke up, or they've been urinated in, or they just are not usable. Have we looked at it from that angle? Give us a call, London, 07931844806. I'll say that again. Okay? Yes, caller, you're in tune to Genesis Radio.
500,000.
There's
500,000 pedophile. I read it 2 weeks ago.
500,000?
Yeah, 500,000.
Okay.
Pedophile, registered pedophile in this country. Hello?
Sorry, my brother, I just had to go to the door.
Yeah, 500,000 pedophiles.
There's 500,000 out there in the community.
Yep, registered pedophile.
So then you'd agree with the sister there that, yeah, to give the children the mobile in terms of security is a good thing.
Security, yeah, the word in terms of security is good, but not to answer it in classroom.
For real. Well, again, one thing that she said that was important is that her daughter has not used the phone and run up bills, and she doesn't have it on in school.
Yeah.
So again, there are sensible children out there.
Yeah, there's a lot.
For real.
All right, brother.
All right, my brother. You are hearing it here loud and clear on the Genesis 91.6 FM. It's your time, London. Whatever you have to say to the wider community, you give us a call and you air your opinions and your views. See? Regardless of whether people are going to say, yeah, it doesn't matter. See? We're all entitled to what we know and what we want to say, what we've experienced. If you want to express it, this is your time. It's the People's Talk Show, and this is the only talk show on Genesis, on the airwaves right now, not on Genesis. This is the only talk show on the airwaves right now that just, you know, says to you all, say what you got to say. 07931844806. We have the arrival of Doctah X in the studio. See, I'm sure he's gonna come and say, come and say yow up, man. Come.
Yeah, morning everyone. Yeah, just come to give a little back up in the place, you get me? So, you know, keep it moving. I'll just be here as I'm in the manor. So I'll just pass in or here. I'll be here holding it. I don't know, he's on the phone at the moment, so I'll just stay where I am. He was talking about you know, some of the youths and stuff, and I caught the one about the mobile phone and rear. And obviously there are practical uses for this stuff, you get what I'm saying? So like he said, you know, there's some people who've got sense out there with in terms of parenting skills and reasons for doing what they're doing. But there's a whole another set of people who do what they do because they just do it, and they, you know, they sometimes they supplement love with material things and stuff like that. So, you know, we've got that whole problem as well. And then regarding the police situation, I suppose, if you know, like every generation stuff. Yeah, let's talk. Yeah, every generation's you know, stuff changes because, you know, like the previous generation before us, they kept saying, oh, when I was young that never happened and rare, and then the next generation comes along and they go, oh, when I was young that never happened and rare, and then and it's going to keep on going on like that forever, you get what I'm saying? But in terms of the police and the youth, like, you know, I don't believe that it's aimed directly at black youth myself, and I think that, you know, things have to change because... Hello, caller? Okay. Things have to be changed because things change. You get what I'm saying? Whether or not, because Commissioner was saying it's somewhat draconian. We missed that call, right? Somewhat draconian. I'm saying, well, boy, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to use certain measures. I don't necessarily think it's that draconian. I think that it's time now that, you know, things get stepped up because, like, they're using young people to do manners of things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Caller? Is that what it's doing?
Okay. Boy, at the moment, London, the phone, you know, certain calls are dropping out. See, so you'll keep on trying, keep on, you know, just persevere and phone. You'll get through to us. 07931844806. That's the number that's going to get you through to the all-important Genesis. This is the People's Talk Show. It's your time. We got to say to the innkeeper, see him? Big up innkeeper. Long time no see. See, with things still around, he's always got a smile on his face, no matter what. So, enough respect for that. If it wasn't for the innkeeper, certain things couldn't run London. And this is one thing that we have to reiterate about Genesis Radio. We have people behind the scenes that you may never hear, you may never see, you won't even know their name. But if it wasn't for them in key positions, doing key things, we wouldn't even be here today to talk to you. Okay? So, you know, in your thoughts for Genesis, give a thought for them as well. Good afternoon, caller.
Greetings.
Yes, my brother. How are you? How are you? I'm sure I know that voice.
Yeah, you know the voice, brethren.
Yes. What you got to say to London, my brother?
My opinion is different than everybody else, I think. I believe that conforming to the Torah will vanquish all, sin that's in the world now, because we keep on focusing on these social laws and social situations that we see in this world, and if everybody conformed to them and view ourselves as we're viewed as righteous, and none of those sinful things that we see in the world would be there at the end of the day.
If we conform to the laws of where?
The Torah.
The Torah.
The 5 books. Yeah, the first 5 books in the scriptures.
Why the Torah? And no, first of all, explain for many of us in London, what is the Torah?
The Torah is the first 5 books in the Bible: Genesis, Exodus, etc., etc., Deuteronomy. Inside of that, there's 613 laws that we're supposed to conform to. And if everyone were to conform to every one of those 613 laws, we would have an abundance of joy on this planet right now. But because all of the 613 laws are met, the 613 laws are broken between each and every one of us. We're in the situation that we are in the world now, blaming various departments and peoples and etc. etc.
Okay, that raises a number of questions. Number one, if I don't know the Torah, how can I live by the laws of it?
By simply going to the scriptures that say things like what we're supposed to do and what we're not supposed to do.
Alright, number two, if I was brought up in a Muslim country or somewhere where the Bible was completely outlawed, I would have no knowledge. My family, my parents, my grandparents would have no knowledge of this information. Why would they put down everything that they've used for generations to pick up this law, which has been of no account to them for the generations that's gone?
Well, that's a difficult question, because you're in a country that's going to restrict or forbid you to read certain things. And because of that, you're going to be conditioned. So that's another whole different situation altogether. You'd have to leave the country and be one of those people that's got an open mind enough to try and research into other things, that at the end of the day find out the truth. But if you're already into a lie, it's going to be very difficult for you to come out of that.
Okay, but in your opinion, you're saying that the Torah is what we should...
Exactly.
The 613 laws, you said?
Yes.
Within the Torah?
That's right.
And if we was to live by that... Now, come on, my question to you would be, you got man out there that's saying, if you live by this ancient Sumerian law, or if you live by the ancient Babylonian law, or if you live by the ancient Persian or Egyptian, or, there's so many different ones. And people would say, well, look, I've got it right. Everyone is saying that they have got the 100% correct facts. How do we sift through all of this? How do we define who has the truth and who doesn't have the truth? How do we define what is the truth?
Again, that's a bit difficult, because before I came to the truth, I was doing a bit of research. I've dabbled into groups and compared information, and been forever comparing information. So I've come to the conclusion, based on what I've seen in the world, that what I've got is absolutely the truth, because of what the books that I've got to relate the information with, crisscrossing information from one end of the spectrum to the other. And I've come to the conclusion, because I have also videotapes and such like that, which can confirm all of these truths too, not just books alone.
Okay, my brother, the whole of London heard that, and boy,
it's just too much information. all I can tell you is to be bogged down by these social situations is going to sidetrack a lot of people at the end of the day.
So does that mean, tell me something though, does that mean the situation that is around us now, as you heard the law regarding the children and various other things, there's 500,000 pedophiles on the street, do we not address these situations now, or do we have the capacity to do it?
We can address it as far as we can go, but I've got children also, so I've got to look out for them also.
Okay.
I can being a parent, I can relate to everyone that's have these same words, but I ain't gonna get bogged down by them. At the end of the day, the world is gonna surely come to an end, and my belief is, and my understanding is, close to the year 2002, there will be a nuclear exchange. And while everyone's worried about pedophiles or this murder here or that murder there, all of us are sidetracking the issue. Where we supposed to be looking for the truth, or listen to what, do our own research to find such and such information pertaining to the end, because we're all blind right now, like headless chickens looking for pedophiles. We can't even identify them if we see them on the road, unless of course somebody had a picture of who these people actually look like.
Yeah,
so it's a big picture.
Yeah, this is Doctah X. Yeah, I just like to come in on that. Yeah, the end has been prophesied for so many decades and so many. It's always been prophesied. You get what I'm saying?
But I'm saying that we're living in now. No other time has there been a situation where the whole world can be destroyed at one time.
Sorry?
There has never been a time in the whole of history, apart from the last 170 years now that the whole world can be destroyed.
Yeah, but I mean,
by nuclear exchange. And if you remember, if you know your scripture, it talks about how the moon turns red and the sky is dark, and that situation will be able to occur due to nuclear exchange. And if you read certain documents, certain nuclear physicists will actually tell you the same thing. That is a possibility. It's a reality.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt it's a possibility. There's no doubt it's a possibility.
But, well, you just asked me, in history, people have been prophesizing this, but no time in history is this going to be more possible than now. And it's going to be occurring. It
could have been possible 20 years ago. It could have been possible 20 years ago. At that time in history, nuclear.
It's all culminating to the end right now.
What I'm saying, I hear what you're saying, yeah. But what I'm trying to, in turn, to push out into London is that this is just another one. What they call it. It's known as the Doomsday scenario. Yeah, you're just repeating the same thing that's been, you know what I'm saying? That has been repeated decade after decade after decade. Now you're saying there's no, 10 years ago a man could have been in the same position, could have been in the same place, and a man could have said it about the next year. And you're saying it 10 years later, and the 10 years prior to that it could have been said. So not to stray off the subject somewhat, what I'm saying is that with the Torah and stuff like that, and you're saying, well, that's the way because we're caught up in social institution. Even the Torah is about social institutions. The Torah, it says, even in the Torah it says eye for eye, tooth for a tooth.
Network, not in the world.
Sorry?
Set in its network, not in the world.
Say that again, say again.
Set in its own network.
Set in its own network?
Yes.
Under
the structure of the religion that it's under, that's what it's
every system, every organization is a social one. You're saying set in its own network. That doesn't make it less social.
I know. What I'm also saying is that the system that we're talking about, you're talking about, and everyone on London Town, is usually based on the social, worldly system. As it is now, the other system.
Every system will come. All right, then say for instance the Torah became world, it would be a worldly system. Every system would become word. A system is a system. You know what I'm saying? You're saying you don't. What you're saying?
As it stands, we've got too many systems. There's going to come a time where there's only just going to be one system running the whole.
Well, I mean, you're saying that's what you're saying, which is fair enough. But what I'm saying is that, as far as I'm concerned, changing one. You're saying that this system here is because why it's like that is because we're dealing with some other worldly system, yeah. But to me, a system is a system. Any system is going to be run by people, and people, even in the Bible, fell short. In the Torah, people fell short of the law. People will always be doing that forever and ever. Amen. You get what I'm saying? So there isn't going to be no special, drop in the ocean kind of answer, and then everybody will change and it will all be all right and we'll live in harmony ever after. As long as man remains the same as man is. Now, if you're talking about,
you're going to find out too short that it's going to be that's the wrong thing to say. At the end of the day, 2000.
What is the wrong thing to say?
Anyone can say that at the end of the day.
But like anyone can say there's a doomsday scenario. Many people have. I said just like anyone can say there's a doomsday situation happening soon.
There's so many. I know them all. The meteorite one, the volcano. All of these. All these are possible.
Yeah, that's right. So so we live in a world of possibilities. What? It's possible. It's possible that the government might be overthrown. It's possible.
Long before all of these were situations that were doomsday situations, the biblical one was always a long time before the volcano or meteorite or whatever.
Yeah, but I'm saying is that if the same people that have told you about the doomsday scenario, obviously you spoke to you read books on nuclear physics and well, there's other books that say to you that the situation with the flood on Earth wasn't a God-given situation. There's other books that says that it was created by also a meteor that was coming close to Earth. You get what I'm saying? So there's another situation. The point I'm saying about sorry.
The flood was caused by a meteor.
Yeah, you haven't read that one yet. Well, that's another situation. Well, if you look it up, you'll find that has been written as well. How it was actually a natural catastrophe because of a meteor that was coming to Earth or too close to Earth. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, because it could. Like how the moon can. How the
other callers come in anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, like how the moon controls tidal waves.
Yeah,
that's what big objects in space can do to the planet. Yeah, like how the moon, like how the Earth is off its axis at the moment. It's spinning off its axis. Stuff like there's lots of, I mean, what the point I'm trying to make, is not to kind of bog down the public with these kind of scenarios of doomsday. And I know it's your belief syndrome and all that. The caller's gone, right? I know it's his belief syndrome and all that, yeah. But at the end of the day, you can't keep feeding people that. You've got to deal with what they've got at hand. Why should we all stop thinking about what the police are doing to concentrate on whether there's going to be a nuclear war? I don't see what the point of that is. You get what I'm saying? It's almost like, in a sense, some people feel that they have extra knowledge. You get what I'm saying? I know this is the So I know this is the Doctah X. So obviously I always I have another slant on things. Hello, it's gone. Yeah. So I've got another slant on things. So I'm not trying to stop the public. I'm just trying to give other, alternative viewpoints. That's the word I'm trying to do. So, I'm not trying to knock the caller or think, oh boy, you know what I'm saying, but I just like to put another slant, because there are obviously other people out there who've got knowledge, and there's lots of knowledge out there. So, if we're dealing with an issue such as police, we should speak to issues such as police.
Good afternoon, caller. Caller. Seems like they're dropping out now. You will keep trying here, 07931844806. And just on my last caller there, I'd have to say personally, we'll catch you up. Good afternoon, caller.
Hi, this is Samantha. I called last week. I wanted to say, in regards to your last caller.
Yes.
It's a really interesting situation, and perhaps it's something that we should think about. I was told something a couple months ago, and it's in regards to I'll start again. I was told some information a couple months ago in regards to let's say the nuclear situation, and how it's dealt with within the military and specialists who deal with that type of thing.
Okay.
And I was told, whether it's wrong or right, but what I was told is that the information that we get on the weather forecasts, etc., in this country and other countries, is only from the information that they get in terms of whether another country is going to release nuclear weapons on them. Basically, what it is, there are certain places wherever you have military bases, and what they do is they receive data through a machine, some kind of machine, to tell them about the weather, which way the wind is blowing, the certain chemicals in the air, etc., blah, blah, blah. And that can tell them if they're at risk from a military attack, and whether, how long, what type of chemical it is, what type of form of attack they're under, how long it will take to get to them, and how far, or, how the area that we spread across.
The thing is though, sis, by all accounts, if tomorrow any of the superpowers, so-called, decided to have nuclear war, at least a third of the earth would be gone.
Sure, yeah. Well, I'm not an expert on it, but I thought it was interesting. I mean, I don't subscribe to this doomsday theory, but it's something that, it shouldn't put us off from thinking about the ordinary everyday things and the liberties that police are taking with us.
Life still goes on.
Yeah, life still goes on until somebody or some group of people decide to end it.
And again, still, at the end of the day, if we look through the whole history of the human race, there have been people who have dedicated their time to the signs, and to what is to come.
To the what?
To the signs, like the signs in the skies, the changing of the moons.
Oh, right, yeah. Astronomy, that type of thing.
Yeah. And not just astronomy. They've gone into numerology, astrology, enough different sciences.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't know, science is all about, as far as I'm concerned, controlling people and man acting as if he were God, that type of thing. I just think that it's a very, very dangerous thing. It's a very, I don't like the fact that there is someone out there who's in control of whether I live or die of the air that I breathe,
Okay, but do you think that we as human race then should be even questioning these things? Don't we need to find out for a surety whether that's the case or not?
I would think so, absolutely. But I think that it's very difficult to get into those kind of positions. Yes, you can read all the books that you want to, the people have actually got their fingers on the buttons, and the ones who are actually making decisions about, the nuclear weapons that they're developing and that type of thing. It'd be even better to be in that kind of privileged, informed position, because then your intelligence is going to be higher. It's not just going to be what X has said in his book. The people are actually controlling the situation, and that's what's happening.
Okay, my sister, the whole of London heard what you had to say.
All right.
You take care and keep it locked.
Yeah, okay, bye.
Okay. You're in tune to Genesis 91.6 FM, This is the People's Talkshow. It's your time, London. And we've gone through a series of different things today. Not many, surprisingly, not too many. 07931844806. And don't forget, in the house, between the hours of 2 and 4, we have the one and only Lloyd Coxon and the Mr. himself, Festos. Good afternoon, caller.
Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah.
Yes, my sister. Your name, please. Where you calling from?
My name is Rose, and I'm calling from Brixton.
Okay, my sis. What would you like to say to London?
Yeah. Well, basically, I've been listening all morning, and the point that I'd like to make is about the police and the
changing of the law.
Yeah, the changing of the law and
okay.
everything. And actually, a few callers made statements that I agree with anyway. But basically, what I'd like to point to is that, or make a connection with, is that they're talking about the DNA and the testing, and basically, to me, that is, I know it's been said before, but it is definitely criminalizing the child.
The children?
Yeah, the children.
You think it's going to have adverse effects on them?
Yeah, because, all right then, why I really, really had to say something today is because at the moment I'm going through some problems at school with my son,
Okay.
And the system of things, well, it's to do with exclusions, really. And the connection here is that I noticed that any time the authorities are dealing with problems, it's basically, lock them up, take them right out, take them right out. It's not any real solutions. There's not any, they don't give you, it's not from the point of view where it's a caring point of view.
Okay.
It's just, if you don't do this, just take them out, because even people who, social workers, like the social worker rang up earlier, and she didn't really, it's just like, she didn't really offer any solutions, because at the moment with my son, they actually want to exclude him.
How old is your son?
He's 9 years old.
What? I thought you was going to say 14 or something.
School, really, but sorry?
I thought you was going to say he's 14 or something.
No, he's 9.
Okay.
Yeah, 9 years old.
And they want to exclude him?
Yeah, because it's petty things. It's not even, this is the thing about the whole, whether it's the educational, the police, the social services, all these institutions, I seem to be hearing the same music, the same sound time and time again, and I don't hear no solutions. Anyway, but yeah, they want to, because I'll tell you one thing, the headmaster, which I totally disgusted, I'm really stressed out about all this, but anyway, he said that he wasn't supposed to turn up at school on Friday. I sent him to school, and basically the headmaster rang me up, and he said, if I do not go and collect him, they will permanently exclude him, and it will go on his record
that he's being excluded.
Yeah, and it's a serious thing, and I should be there by such and such time.
At 9 years old.
Yeah, 9 years. You think I'm talking about some hardened criminal or something? So really, when the police come up with all these solutions, it all ties in with criminalizing the child from an early age. I strongly, I'm not justifying bad behavior. Nobody in their right mind is going to justify, certain behavior. But it's a lot more complex than that. And also, these people use this systematic thing, DNA or whatever. But it's criminalizing. You first start off with a child. The child goes into the adult, and therefore, the child goes out into the community, and therefore criminalizing.
Has an attitude already. Yes.
Yeah.
For real, because of the experience that they've gone through.
Yeah.
But again, you heard someone got a caller say, and even Doctah X in there said, look, if these measures are needed, then so be it, because things are getting out of control. So maybe it needs to be done.
Yeah.
Can I just say something?
Sorry?
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you see what your child has been doing, for whatever reason, your child is 9 years old, right? They can't legally exclude him for like permanently exclude him. That's bunkum. That's rubbish.
Well,
what they're doing is putting you under pressure.
Yeah, they are putting me under a lot of pressure. I'm trying to get through with as a lady to sort that, because she's going through problems as well, to sort it out. But this headmaster is a control. He's a power freak, control freak.
Okay.
And he really gives the air of, yes, we're doing something. And that's what I say about all these institutions. He gives the air, if you were to meet him, he sounds reasonable and all that. But we know better than that. We know that
there's underlying
words to control. He uses certain words to control. I mean, it's a whole lot of things.
Well, okay. Do you think? I mean, honestly, do you think that your child is a bit, is a bit disruptive and rare? Do you honestly think that, or you don't? What do you?
No. My child behaves. He doesn't behave differently.
He behaves no worse than the average child. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Right. So therefore, what you need to, well, this is my advice anyway. Is to document the behavior that they are sending him home for. You get what I'm saying? And you need to have a list of the behavior that they're claiming, and so that when you do come to a point in time where they're going to say that he's this and he's that, you actually have documented history of the things that they're supporting him. Then what you do is you measure it against normal children activity and normal children behavior, and then you'll be able to have a weights and measure situation going on where you'll be able to see if there's a bias going on. At the moment, well, I don't know what you're doing at the moment, but at the moment, without any, because that's how the institutions work. It's an evidential situation, and they'll say one thing, and as long as you're not doing something else, it's their word against yours. If you have any documentation, if you're able to say, right, on the 3rd of say the 3rd of January 19 in the year 2000, they suspended it, or they wanted him to exclude because he spilled a glass of water on the table, or the teacher was talking and he wouldn't keep quiet. If that is not normal children behavior, I don't know what is. If they're now saying there's a problem, if he goes around kicking little children in the head and pushing them in their face and spitting on them, then that's a problem there. That's a psychological problem.
Trying to burn down the school or something.
Yes, that's a psychological problem. But as we've just outlined, the behavior that I just talked about is not nothing different from any ordinary child. If these are things they want to. Sorry.
Because he actually told me, and another disgusting thing, he's actually sending messages through my child, because I'm supposed to see him when the half term finishes, saying to him that, you tell your mum that, you'd be better off in another school, and we'll make an agreement. I mean, all this is
that's not proper. That's not. I don't even think that's legitimate. What I'm saying is that these are the things that you document. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, he'll say, well, no, rare. You say on the 3rd or the 4th, this is what you said. This is my documentation. On the 5th of the 5th, this is what you said. You did this on that day, and you have the document, and you have your listed proof to show that his behavior is somewhat biased towards your child for whatever his personal reasons are, because every human being is a person. So therefore, he can have a personal agenda because of whatever ails him. You get what I'm saying? So that would be my suggestion, and I understand what you're saying, but not to go stray away from the fact about what the police are saying. There are still a set of youths out there who are shoplifting at very early ages. There's a set of youths out there who adults are putting out because they realize, like, some of the drug dealers are pushing them forward because they can't. You get what I'm saying? So I suppose something has to be done. It won't just affect black kids. Although we know.
I agree with that. It won't just affect, but we tend to be the casualties.
All the time.
It seems to obviously have a greater impact on our community.
Disproportionately, that's why. Disproportionately, because there's 52 million of them and only 2 million of us. Yet we've got more of us in jail than them.
That's right.
So but that's the price we got to pay for living in was it a colonial country or whatever? I mean, I know, unless these, like I've talked about this on other shows, so I won't keep you there. But unless these politicians and all these other people that we put in power that claim they're black, unless these people pull their finger out and start to work from the bottom line positioning, we're going to always have this. So the best thing that the best thing that we can do is try and find more. What's the word? More. 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 Either like that. For instance, that woman that called in, she didn't offer no solution. If she's still
a social worker, she didn't. She was just pointing out all the negatives and this and that. But is she willing to sort of come out of her office and actually, say work with, go into the schools, do something and research, whatever it takes.
That's right.
Or even they don't do that.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Or even offer some upfront, advice instead of saying, well, boy, I think that this is what you should do. Because, I've worked in the school system and I've worked in the youth system, so I know how it works. You get what I'm saying? And what I'm saying to you is based off of my knowledge. Now, she's far, obviously, with law and all that, she's probably far more up on it. So she should have offered, well, not she should have, but it would have been nice if she offered some form of what we could do for what's happening to us, rather than telling us what we already know.
You can say, yes, I'm going to do this tomorrow and that's it,
Yeah.
But nothing.
Yeah. So that's what so in terms of your plight, in terms of that, what do you think is the best way?
To deal with the situation concerning my son?
Yeah.
Well, at the moment, what they want you to do, you see, because even I have this at work, they want you to go through all the systems, like the governors go to the education authority, and and when you've exhausted all that, then they bring in their people to investigate what is going on. So I've sent letters, and I'm waiting for responses at the moment. But me and this other lady is also having problems, is trying to mobilize people. But what I find is that when I've tried, because before I've tried to mobilize people, it's very hard, and I know that you've experienced this most probably yourself, right? Yeah. Is that it's trying to get our people together.
That's right.
We talk, but I'm saying, time is action now. If we have, as parents, we have a lot of power if we come together as a collective and actually do something. But I've tried before, but people would say yes, and when I've I've done banners and whatever and said, well, I'll do all this and that, and come now on this day, we're going to do it, and they all go off in their cars.
Yeah.
So you see, so I've experienced. I've actually, said yes, I'm ready. Let's do it. And when push comes to shove, about one or two, and because the school that he goes to is predominantly. It's predominantly black. It's in a city school.
But this is the point that we keep coming to Genesis time and time again. What is it about us that we can't find no time to defend our own, but we're constantly in a situation of begging and complaint? I don't understand that. It's a strange paradox. We're always begging and we're always complaining, but when we have a chance to do something about it,
the action, because even I rang up a newspaper and I said to come down, and he said, the first thing he said, how many numbers are there going to be there? So it would have been a bit embarrassing if, he didn't turn up, but, if there were just one and two, I thought children were supposed to be the most important thing.
Well, you see, this is the problem that we're going to always keep finding until black people understand that what affects one child, because you know what it is. As long as it doesn't affect them for now, I bet you if it was 15 of them that was there being affected, you'd have had the 15 of them outside. But because it doesn't affect, although they understand the institutionalism and the biasness that happens in schools and the favoritism and all these kind of stuff that ailments of teachers' personalities and stuff like that.
That's right.
So they'll stand and talk with you about it. They won't say, well then, even though it's not happening to me, I'm going to still come out and defend you, or still come out because it could be me.
That's all it takes. Just to actually have a presence there, for half, even if it was for half an hour.
That's right. Bring some attention to the plight. So then the geezer, if he's acting inappropriately, this headmaster, it will be brought to public's attention, because they're human beings and they do act inappropriately given their own reasons. So we can't just expect them to be perfect every single time. So like in your situation, when you said 9, like Commissioner, I was shocked. 9.
Yeah, 9. I had to make it public. These are the things that they're carrying on with. So people have to know about this. And
is it possible you can tell me what school that is? Is it a South London school?
Yeah, well, I don't mind. It's Darren.
Okay, Darren. That's a mixed school, yeah? Secondary.
Yeah, it's a mixed school off Brixton. Yeah, in Brixton.
It's not secondary. No, okay, yeah, it's in Brixton. Well, I think that you should do. I've explained what I think you should do in terms of seeing how if he's operating appropriately or not. I think that's what you should do in one hand. And then the second hand, I think that you should try and find somebody who speaks on his level. To be able to find out whether or not, either from the Headmasters Association or there's other, you know what I'm saying, about the school governors and all that's long way that you need somebody
because they wanted me to send them the letter. I know they had no intention of sending it on, so I told the Education Authority, no, I'm not sending them the letter. You have to find some way, of doing this. Then they said they send it off.
Right, and then there's another way you do it. If you're going to send a letter, you send it triple hand. You send it to the leader of whatever, like the leader of the council, and you CC, you copy. When you send one, you send it to 5 different places at the same time, and let him see when you send him his copy that you sent it to Heather Rabats, you send it to this, you send it to the local councillor, you send it to the Headmasters Association. So he knows that in terms of his peers, he knows that if he's acting inappropriately, he needs to explain it not just to one set of people, like his own personal friends or the governors, but all these other people who don't have, so, especially Heather Rabats, a very strong woman. I don't know whether she's resigned now, so that's that gone. Well, that's that there, because she and I know, because I had personal dealings with her. I know she's a very strong woman. But like I'm saying, well, I don't know who else, but because I don't know what's up, who's there now. But you get what I'm saying? Different bodies all at once, not one body and then the next body when that's depleted, but all bodies all at the same time. So he knows that he's now under scrutiny from all these other institutions. So now instead of him stressing you, you're now putting him under stress. So whatever he gives you give him back, rather than let him say, "Oh, you tell your mum that I said that," like you're some kind of idiot. Feisty.
The man is...
Who's he chatting to? You know what I'm saying? That's feisty. You should not be doing that to a 9-year-old. Not that he's
child.
A 14 or
9-year-old child. We don't have those sort of conversations.
No, what are you talking about? What are you talking? You're out of order. And this is what I said. You should document. You should send that to people in the know, because that is not proper. That is not appropriate behavior from an adult to a child. You do not have those kind of conversations with children under the age. Remember, he doesn't even come under the law that we're talking about. He's 9. He's not even 10. So even in the eyes of the law, he's not even acceptable.
But these are the sort of things that can manifest under this pretense of doing something good and solving the problem. Anyway, I have to go now.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck on that.
Okay, thanks.
Bye. Oh, scene. We was trying. So we had another call. Yeah, sis, we just had a call to say, boy, they wanted to ask you while she was on the air, is the headmaster black or white? I wanted to say to you, I had the same experience with one of my sons, see? He was in primary school, and there was a particular teacher that took a complete dislike to him. At the end of the day, it was either I had to take him out, or the teacher had to go. The teacher went, see? But if you're active enough, and if you know, and when I say know how to deal with it, I didn't know. This was a new experience to me as a parent. First time this had happened to me. And the only way I could deal with it was to confront the situation and to talk to the people who are responsible and to let them know. Let all of the parents out there, remember one thing. You see, from the time your child leaves in the morning and goes to school and is in the school. Good afternoon, caller.
Yeah, about that last call?
Yes.
Well, she's got to take the reins in her own hands, yeah?
Well, you're saying exactly what I was just going to say, my brother.
Yeah, and what we should do, I mean, like, a lot of people are listening to you now. We should try and organise some sort of, like, get-together where, because it's true, it happens in every household.
Well, you see, you're reading my mind because you just got on to the part 2 of what I was going to say.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You see, we're all on the same wavelength, and it's like people ain't talking out. And we need to get to, even if it was once every 2 months.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Because then people, they're trying to mess up our children.
That's right.
And I'm a parent. My daughter is 1 on Wednesday. You know what I mean? So I've got a few years before I'm going to get all them
with that experience.
Right?
Well, hopefully before she gets into that environment, it would have changed. We would have done something about it.
We would have done something about it. Because like, my youngest sister, she's 11. When she was 5, she was given that sort of like rigmarole again, like a letter sent home to my mother, your daughter's too aggressive, and my mum stormed up the school, and she said, find another word, and my mum said, I ain't going to tell you what my daughter is, but you find it. And my daughter's assertive, not aggressive.
Yeah, you see, you highlighted something, my brother. For even us, I'm sure you as a big man has experienced it. When you go and say confront
the council or certain service providers in the community, they will tell you that you're too aggressive.
Too aggressive.
Yeah.
Too aggressive.
You know, it's something that they use and stereotype enough of us with. I've been on the phone, and people on the phone have said to me, "You're too aggressive."
And you know, it's like you know, we're living in an institutional world at the moment. Everybody else comes from wherever. You know, Pakistan, India,
all over the globe.
But from since he is black, right? It's a case where, bam, you're stamped straight away. And earlier on there was a guy, a good speaking, well-educated person on the phone. Now he's just doing exactly what the people are doing. Now with religion, right? If religion just said, I don't go to church, because you don't need to go to church to say, like, you know, you got God in your life. I've got my house, God's in my house. Now all the religions are doing the same thing. They're saying my religion is the religion, this is the way. So why don't they say, right, this is my religion, and I'll let you believe your ways, but we still could eat at the same table and discuss certain things.
That's right.
They wouldn't do that.
And that is the problem. Listen, you see, as you said that, I'm gonna bring you to something. When there was a rally down at Trafalgar Square, maybe 2-3 years ago, and it was the Nation of Islam amongst with many other Christian denomination organizations, etc., and they all came together to do this rally in Trafalgar Square. And Genesis was promoting it and saying, yes, it's a good thing, everyone must get together, it doesn't matter what your man feels he's got, whether it's the truth for him, well then it's good for him, but let's get together. The same thing you're saying. We had one of the biggest ministers in the whole of London. He has sometimes a congregation of up to 10,000 people in a day, 3 services a day. And he said, the day that I stand up with Muslims to talk about the black issue is the day that I give up on everything. My God will not allow me to do that. You understand, Bridget? Now this is a classic example of how we are taking whatever belief we have, whatever reality is a man's reality.
It's too literal.
Thank you. When you put it into the bigger picture, it is minuscule. It's too little.
Believe, because at the end of the day, like the Bible is being written by man, right? Now I've always said it, and I always will say, men write the Bible for their own schemes, means, and dreams. And if you're not careful, it will send you mental. You know what I mean?
But you see now, and I don't know if you know, but the reason why I even came onto Genesis Radio initially, and this is 3 and something years ago, because I heard man saying the Bible's this, the Bible's that, is one big joke and rare. See? Now I phoned up and I said, boy, my brother, as someone that has kind of lived their life, and studied this book inside out, and experienced enough things through this book, I want to come and put my case forward, because I cannot agree with what you're saying, and there's enough other people out there like me. See? Now that's how I got into radio in the first place. So I would say, my brother, see, and this is me personally, you know, and man, I've gone through the mill with it already, so it doesn't make no difference whether I say it or not. But me personally, you see that Bible, the same King James that everyone cussed and said rare, see? I learned from that scriptures there. I hear man talking today, but I know them man, they can't tell me about the other planets. They can't say to me, I've been there, I've seen this, I've gone beneath the sea, I know what is. They can't say that they've been there. They can say they've read it in a book, they can say that someone told them, but they cannot tell me that they have been there and seen it and done it for themselves. You understand, my brother? So from that point of view, I would never throw it away.
Well, that's good, because you're a level-headed brother, right? Now, when you read, you don't read and take it all as gospel. You look between the lines.
Of course.
There you go. But there's people out there that would read it and say, yeah, that is it, and then they will come and preach the Bible, but yet they're just preaching the same words they read, and they haven't interpreted it and tell me that they've understood it.
And you see, one of the other problems is that enough people, they read that and interpret it with their own mind. You know, and that is a great problem, because a man only knows what he has experienced in life.
That's right.
And then what they call knowledge, you read enough books, you will get knowledge. You talk to a man that have gone through education and whatever, you acquire knowledge. But in this life, it takes more than knowledge. Knowledge is not enough.
I mean, you can have knowledge, but then along with knowledge, you need understanding.
And you need the wisdom. If you haven't got the wisdom, my brother, you can have the knowledge and the understanding, but and it's still not enough.
If you use it, then yeah. And there's a lot of people out there, professors and whatnot. You know, what's the point? What's the point of making nuclear bits and bobs to blow our next country out of oblivion?
That's right.
When you got man starving on the street.
On the street, all over the earth.
All up.
You understand? So this is the things. You see, and it's, in my own opinion, again, you know, this is just me. I have always had a passion for my people because I believe that if any nation on the earth has that capacity, that before they create
within society.
Yes.
Like earlier on when the lady was talking about the garms, you know, people, you have to wear clothes otherwise you get arrested on the street. Yeah, but you look carefully. Look at a white man now. He would send his children to school. He would be wearing absolutely. You'd think he's a tramp.
Yep.
Right. He ain't worried about fashion. He's got clothes on.
That's right.
What happened to the days like my grandmother? She's got a sewing machine at home. Right. How many young people now can sew their own garms?
For real.
Right? And talk about this is my fashion.
Yes.
No, the next man's out there. You're buying labels, whether it's Adidas or whatever the case is, and you, £100 and odd on trainers, whatever the case is.
That's right.
That can buy two stuff. Boy, a hell of a lot of books.
But you didn't hear what one of our callers said. She's a mum, and she said, "Listen, at the end of the day, it's not doing no harm. They got to wear clothes if they got to go out there."
It's not doing no harm. But then, what about the future? Because now it's peer pressure again. You know, keeping up. Like about last year or something, I got on the bus and I don't wear no garms where you can say that's a Kabichi or whatever the case. I just go and buy a thing on.
Yes.
Right? And these two little boys with their dad or whatever said, "Oh look, imitation. He's wearing imitation, whatever."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I just smirked and the dad's like, "Shit, keep it down." Now, if I was an ignorant brother, I'd have cussed them off and you know, cussed off the father.
That's right.
Right? Because he's been, as far as I'm concerned, he's bringing up his children wrong.
You see, but the reverse side of the coin is, and I'm not going to prejudge you, but I'm going to say if you didn't do it, what you should have done is go up to them, sit down, and worse still because her daddy was there, and sit down for even 2 seconds and explain to them the non-importance of designer labels.
Designer labels.
You know what I mean, my brother?
Yeah, but nowadays you do that, man, pull out gun, knife, and...
I hear that.
You understand? Because it's with me. Many a times I want to speak my mind.
Yes.
Right? But at the end of the day, I think, well, these little youth, you think, boy, he might probably carrying something on him.
That's right. And a lot of them, one day, I'll tell you, again, experience. One day I see a youth cussing on street. He must have been about 8 years old, and he was cussing like a trooper. And I said to him, "Boy, what you saying?" And the youth turned around and cussed me. And his mum come out the shop, and she was ready to cuss me as well. I just had to walk off.
Yeah, but I remember, well, in my youth, I couldn't cut. You're mad.
You're mad.
There's beating from whoever, then it goes right down to your parents, your grandparents, and everybody's giving licks.
But again, as Doctah X said, it's changed. It changes with the generations. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's all changed since 1978, 79.
Yep.
The manufacturer with the milk, taking out the discipline out of the schooling.
Closing down youth centers.
You know what I mean? You touch your child, the police are going to arrest you. No one's going to tell me that I can't discipline my child.
You understand?
Do you know what I mean?
Well, this is, again, you know, it's something that we have to reason about, my brother, because we have to present our case to the government and to the ruling bodies and let them know. See?
Yeah. We really need, because as I said, you're on the radio, we need, like, even if you guys can organise something, because I'm sure people will turn up.
Yeah.
Even if it's once every 2 months.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. What, I'm Doctah X speaking. Like you're saying about this, like I'm saying this. What's this? Hello?
Yeah,
sorry. What was I saying? Yeah. So I was saying that at the end of, hello, are you still?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Sorry, it's just a problem. Right, I'm saying at the end of the day, no matter what what happens, laws have to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Laws have to be there.
Nobody can stop you from beating your child, or disciplining your child. But there's a set of disgusting people out there that will beat their child nearly to death. Now what it's done is stopping those types of people. You know what I'm saying? You know within yourself the balance of your nature and yourself and your discipline.
Let me say this, if the laws are there or not, the people are still going to beat and kill it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you, but then now they have a chance of going to jail. There's a difference. You get what I'm saying? There is a difference.
I'll tell you something, right? If you're going to do it, you're going to do it.
Yeah, I understand that, but if you're going to thief, you're going to thief, but there's a price to pay. What I am saying is that it's good that the law has changed. I have no qualms with that. You get what I'm saying? But because it says in the law, this white man, right, took his daughter to the dentist. She wasn't doing what she's supposed to do in front of a brew of people, pulled down her knickers and beat her on her bottom. Well, exactly. So therefore, now what I'm saying, well, when it's 10 years ago, that would have been no problem. Now he cannot do that. You know what I'm saying? So what he would have to do now, he'd have to do it in private, so to speak. Or if his child manages to talk about that at school, he can go to jail. Or cool, at least. You get what I'm saying? So these are the things I'm talking about. So in a sense, we've got to, everything has got its positives and negatives, yeah? So we can't always just looking at the negative side because there's a balance to life at all times. So what I'm saying is that within that, I was just talking about that issue there, right? But within that, no matter what you say about how we evolve as people and you know, whether you believe in this God or that God or whether you believe in the Bible or whatever, at the end of the day, we still, with God or without God, with Muslims or without Muslims or whatever, we still have these problems. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what no one believes in, you know, because I don't have to have the same stance as Commissioner on the Bible, but in terms of, but what does that got to do with other police attacking my youths then? Hasn't got a thing to do with it. So I can stand next to Commissioner and talk about other issues. Now if it's an issue about religion now, then that's a whole nother subject. You know, and he has to know where I stand on that, and I have to know where he stands on that. You get what I'm saying? So what we need now is, as you say, even what your point you're making every 2 months or something, where we have a forum. But you see, to me, you know, I'm about people power. I think also Genesis is about power to the people. It's about people power, and I think that it's incumbent. It's not incumbent for one person to say. If we get 15, 20 people phoning up and saying, well, listen, we want to be part, just like that lady who phoned earlier on. It's all right for us to set up a meeting, but we have to book a hall. We have to do this. We have to do all these kind of things, and then we get 2 or 3 people turn up. It's not feasible because people have things to do. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like we're here giving our time now, so we would be able to give our time in other institutions, but we wouldn't want to be wasting our time. You get me?
I understand. Well, put it this way. Like, you should put, like, with me, I will put my money where my mouth is.
That's cool.
Do you know what I mean? And you should do that to the public, because at the end of the day, nothing in life is free. Now get the book a hall, find out how much the hall is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get back and we sort something out, because I'm a person that I'm sick and tired of people just going wayside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we ain't doing nothing about it but complain. When you get together with your close friends, you're all talking, yeah, we should. Well, I'm a person, I wanna do.
Alright.
You know what I mean?
But like I'm saying, because as long as we've said this from before, right? As long as you don't bring your religion to the table and your personality to the table, you know what I'm saying? It's all
we gotta try and like find out where we are from where we're, you know, so we know where we're going.
Yeah, could you imagine? All right, then could you imagine we've got a meeting talking about black issues, and somebody comes along and says, well, you know, yeah, the Muslim this or the Christian, if you deal with the social ills and the reason why this is happening, that would just, what is that do? That doesn't do anything. It just throws spanner into the work, and then our commissioner starts to argue me about the rights and wrongs. I start to tell him that the Bible is this. And then where's that going to talk about? How does that have to do with the police? No matter whether the nuclear war is going to happen tomorrow or 10 years time, we still have to deal with the issues of today. You get what I'm saying? So me personally, the Doctah X does not want to be, I do not want to be involved with any organization that's got any religious undertones or religious motivation.
Which is going to blind the whole.
Of course it is. It's always done it. Because why shouldn't Rasta be as equally as important as Christian, or Christian equally important as Muslim? Nobody's got the right thing as far as I'm concerned. So
let's forget about that. One another.
Yeah, let's forget about that and try and figure out what we can do, because a part of the bigger plan, which Commissioner will agree to as well, is the confusion. Anything that puts confusion in the thing will also stop the thing from going forward. You get what I'm saying? So I think Commissioner would take that up, and myself would take that up, and I think maybe on the show we'd put it to the public and see what kind of response we got. I don't think it will be on this show, but we'd have to talk about that as a group as well, and management and whatever, and see if that is a feasible project. But there's no doubt we'd like to do that. We just don't want to. What we're trying to do over I suppose even over this year, the end of last year, is trying to establish to the people the action process that we're talking about and the non-religious process that we're talking about.
Yeah, that's the way forward.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying, and no religious undertones. We don't want to hear. We don't want to hear at the end of the meeting, Jah Rasta. We don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to know that this is, because when you go into a courthouse and he says take off your hat, or you'll be ejected. There's a lot of things which we fall under other people's rules, and the minute that we all get together, everybody's a rule unto themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's all the rules go out the window and then disrespect to one another.
I'll tell you something as well. I'll tell you what incident happened to me one time. Because in life, anything humanly possible is possible by any human. And I'm in this courthouse, and I thought, well, I don't afraid nobody anyway. And I wasn't guilty, innocent anyway, of the charge anyway, and innocent. But before I said what I had to say, I said to the judge, you know what? I don't like courtrooms, and I don't like the police. Because anytime a black man's in a courtroom, something bad's going on, right? And injustice is done. Right? He was going to hold me in contempt of court, but he couldn't. Do you know what I mean? Because he had no grounds for it, because it's freedom of speech. Do you know what I mean? And we got to stop being afraid of human authority. You know what I mean? And that's what a lot of people are. They're scared of human authority because that person's in a position. It must be so, or because that person can speak like, oh, yardy, and all the rest of it, then he must be very important, and he must be right. And we got to say, like, I live on the street from your own experiences, as you said already, and take that to the tables and say, this is what we need to do, what we want to do, and what we must do.
That's right.
And
the index finger is not least important or more than the thumb.
That's right.
Or the little finger. Or the eye is not less important than the nose. Always trying to find out which one is the most important. It's a team effort. Your heart beats in tandem with your blood and your arteries and all that. It's none of this, one thing does the work, but yet still everything else is important. You can't have a team. It's like that woman with her thing. She, her plight is important, but without people backing her, her plight is it isn't getting noticed. So never take away the singular people. This is what this system is doing to black people. It's taking away the individuals and creating individuals instead of creating groups of people. So therefore you can't move forward as individuals. Everybody's got their own plan, their own God, their own rules. That's rubbish. At some point you've got to relax your rules in order to join on to You have to relax your fingers.
That's right.
You have to relax your fingers to play piano. You have to tense your fingers to lift a weight. So there's a form of what do you call it?
It's a balance. Balance itself.
Self-control, balance, relaxing and tension. There's a whole movement going on. So nobody's more important than somebody else. It's just how you move forward as a team.
A team.
Yeah, thanks for your call. What's your name?
You're welcome.
What's
Darren.
Darren, yeah.
Narad.
I see him. You found earlier, yeah?
Yeah.
Respect, yeah?
Yeah. Space.
Okay, you are in tune to Genesis 91.6 FM. Let's see what's happening there. We've got a phone plugged in, there's battery. Every week you all do the same thing. You met the battery got flat. Good afternoon, caller.
Hello?
Yes,
Hi, yes. I just wanted to speak about the last caller, the caller before, the lady that's got problems with her child in school.
Okay.
Now, the point I want to make is statistically, how many black children are being disruptive in schools, and especially in Southwark, where the schools are predominantly black anyway. Okay, I think that we're making too many excuses for these children that are being disruptive in schools. Okay.
So you think the percentage is very high?
The question we have to ask ourselves is, why are these children behaving this way?
Okay.
We understand the education system in this country. We were schooled here, okay? And it's down to us to make our children understand the school system.
But hasn't the education system changed in this country, sis? When we really look at it, if you've got government reports saying, look, the teachers are dejected, they're some of the lowest paid government workers, morale is very low. A lot of them was turned out a few years ago that were not qualified. They were young student teachers. Now they're trying to get this thing in where you can get more gays and lesbian teachers in the schools. Hasn't things changed from since we were there?
Listen, when we was at school, we was no different from the children at school now, okay? You had bad children in the classes who didn't want to learn and didn't learn, okay? Nothing has changed, right? Yes,
so you're saying the education system...
One minute. Your child leaves your home to school. As a parent, you expect your children to abide by the school rules, wrong or right? That's what you expect of your children, yeah? You don't expect to be getting a letter home for your child has been disrupted and is disrupting all the other children in the class, okay? Yes, I agree that there are some bad teachers, okay? But at the same time, put yourself in a teacher's position, all right? Low salary, low self-esteem, the fact that you're trying to teach a class of over 30 children and you've got a few children disrupting the class, how can you teach? Laws have been made where the teachers cannot reprimand the children in a certain way, okay? They are being paid to teach, all right? They are not being paid to do social work, okay, psychological work. They are being paid to teach the children, okay? Us parents have to make a stand with our children.
Yeah, but you say that, sis, but you heard the caller say that at the end of the day, you as a parent, okay, the law dictates if you chastise your child for any reason at all, by any degree at all, you can end up in court, you can end up in jail.
What we thought of ourselves today is why are our children so aggressive in the schools? Why? Okay? If a teacher says sit down, that child doesn't want to sit down, he'll do what he wants to do. Do you understand? You've got different types of children that will behave in different types of ways.
So don't you think it's a knock-on effect though? Don't you think it's a knock-on effect? The children come in willing to learn, see that the teacher has no respect for them, so as children will, they react in a manner where, okay, if you ain't got no respect for me, I haven't got none for you.
Well, it depends on how that teacher shows disrespect to the child. If a child is blamed for something that he didn't do, okay, I believe that child could tell that teacher that he's wrong, but in a way that is respectful, i.e., you're a liar, teacher. Instead of saying you're a liar, you should turn around and say, I'm sorry, but you've misunderstood whatever happened, or you're incorrect. Do you understand?
Okay.
There's ways of talking to teachers and to get your point across without being disrespectful.
I hear that. But from personal experience, I spoke to teachers in a manner that was what my mother taught me to speak with respect, see? And when teacher was taking liberty, I spoke to one teacher. I'll give you an example. I was very keen on maths, and we done a maths test, and I was so keen, I was asking the teacher, when is the results coming? 4 weeks later, no results came. So I said to the teacher in the classroom this 4th week, I said, come on, look how long we've been waiting for our results, and you haven't done them yet. The teacher said, he called me by my name, and he said, if I see you in a dark alley, I'm going to smash your face in. See? Now, my reaction to that, I turned around to the whole class and I said, class, you heard what he said, I'm going to the headmaster. I went to the headmaster. You know what happened as a result? I was suspended from school.
Okay, now, at the time that happened to you, okay, the knowledge that you have now, obviously you didn't have then, okay, because you could have taken that matter further, okay. Right now, I've heard, to me, there are excuses. There are many bodies within the London area that are there to help parents and to help the children that are not performing in schools and children that are being excluded.
Okay, you say that.
It's down to those parents to go and find the information.
Find these organizations.
Yes. Okay. What you are doing, Genesis Radio, and you've been doing it for a long time, you are informing parents. Okay. But you've got some parents that unfortunately are not in a position that can go and seek out this information simply because they're working too hard to sort of help their families.
Put food on the table.
More than one child that they have to look about. So that child that is being disrupted and is being rude is often left by the wayside because that mother has to and father have to concentrate on the other children that are willing to learn. Now at the end of the day, the way I look at it is that certain children do not like to be told. okay? Certain children, whether they're 9 or whether they're 14, they do not want to be told. There's a certain way of actually dealing with those types of children, okay? And mainstream school sometimes is not always the answer for those children. So parents need to look at an alternative way of dealing with helping their children through the education system other than mainstream school, okay? Because I say to myself, why is it that a lot of children that are excluded from school and end up going into centres, okay? Why is it that they're able to learn?
They excel.
Okay, why is it that they're able to?
Because there's a problem with the education system.
Fine, the education. Well, you're saying there's a problem with the education system.
Most definitely.
Right. Out of all the children that go to school, okay, go to school to learn, whether the school is a bad school, the teachers are bad, but they come out and they excel in their exams. Why is that? These are the questions we need to be putting forward as well. Because at the end of the day, I believe, personally speaking, that we're making too many excuses for our children. Okay. And at the end of the day, we need to pull them back a peg or two. Let them know that they're not big man and big woman before their time. And when they are going to school, right, irrespective of the fact that they may not like the lesson that they're doing, or they may not like the teacher, that teacher's already been educated, and the information that they need from that teacher is what is going to make them pass their exams. Okay? And if there's certain subjects that they don't like, and there's certain subjects that they do like, excel in the subjects that they do like, because we already know that half of what you learn at school, you do not need in everyday life. You need your maths, and you need your English, and if you want to be a scientist, you need your sciences. Okay? There is further education out there. Why is it again when they leave school they go on to college? Okay? That they will sit and they will listen to what the lecturer is saying, and they will go through college and pass. Some children will go on to university. Do you understand? Right? At the end of the day, it's for us as parents to sit our children down and explain to them what schooling is about. Explain to them what types of teachers there are that are in schools, okay? And what type of teachers that they're going to come across. And their own instincts will tell them whether they like that teacher, if they're going to like that teacher, if they're not going to like that teacher. My son goes to St. Joseph's Academy, okay? And there's one particular teacher that he doesn't like, okay? Now, I've asked a few of his friends what they think about this particular teacher, and they don't like him, okay? And my question is, and he is the head of year as well, okay? My question is, why is it that they don't like this particular teacher, but they get on with the rest of the teachers? Why? Because this teacher is regimental in the way he teaches. He's strict, and at the end of the day, he will deal with the children the way he sees fit.
He's not taking no rubbish.
No, he's not. And even I had a confrontation with him in the respect that my son forgot his PE kit, not on purpose. He left it on the ironing board. It was there. He rang me from school and he asked me, Mum, can you bring my PE kit? And because I was involved in other aspects of my home, I totally forgot. Okay, this teacher rings me and says to me, oh, Liam has got a detention. And I said, why has he got a detention? Right. So I explained to him that he did ring in and ask me to bring it in, and I totally forgot. Anyway, he's still having a detention. I said, no, he's not going to have a detention, because you know what? He forgot his PE kit last week, okay? And you gave him detention for that. I, as his mother, is explaining to you that it was an oversight on his part, and at the end of the day, he did inform me to bring it in, and I forgot. So
but you see, maybe
last week can override this week.
Maybe, sis. The teacher's right. See, one week he forget it, fine. Why forget it the second week?
The thing is, the teacher, right, what happened, I got to the bottom of it, the teacher was vexed because he turns around and says to me, why is it when they have other games lessons do they always remember their PE kit, but when it comes to mine, they always forget? Do you understand? So, you know, we went into this long thing until I started to get vexed and heated, started to pass the phone to his father. Do you understand? Because there's always one aggressive one in the family and one that will deal with it with democracy, basically. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is that I have told my child how to deal with the teachers at school. I've explained to my child what school is about. And it's not about now, it's about the future, because the children of today are going to be our professionals of tomorrow. Okay? And at the end of the day, they need to see their vision. They need to see what they are going to be in life. And they need to see that this is what I need to do to get to A, B, or C. Okay? No more excuses for our children.
Well, you just made one.
Sorry?
didn't get your name. Sorry, what's your name?
Dionne.
Dionne. I didn't get. Well, what I'm saying, Dionne, you just made one for your child. You said that he forgot his PE kit after being detained the week before.
Yeah.
Now, from my point of view, that should have learned him his lesson, but he still forgot it the following week.
Okay.
And listen. Let me
just say this point. Children do forget. Parents forget. Adults forget. You do.
Right. So yes. All right. So right. Oh yeah. You're.
That detention does not make you remember.
No. Listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying. Right. On one hand, you're saying that the school system, we should also get used to it and rah. And on the other hand, you're saying, well, detention doesn't make you remember. So I'm talking from the other side of the parent syndrome, right? And I'm saying to you as a parent, that it's not you're making an excuse for your child. You're
I'm not making an excuse. What I'm saying to you is that he got his PE kit the week before, and he had a detention for that.
And he should have a detention, as far as I'm concerned.
Sorry?
But as far as I'm concerned, you see, this is how the arguments differ. As far as I'm concerned, you forget it another week, you get another detention. Simple.
No, not
you
when.
No, right, no, we're differing. I don't want to get into that. What I'm trying to show you is difference of opinion on a matter. You get what I'm saying? So when you give a blanket statement about that, what we need to do and all children should be in school, we should, not make excuses for our children. At the same time, while you're making one, you get what I'm saying?
Make an excuse for my child, But
you just said that we forget.
If you listen carefully, my child left his kit on the iron board.
Right, so he forgot
it. Himself. Listen.
Yeah.
He took it upon himself to go to the school office to inform me.
I heard
that
you though.
He left it. It was down to me as a parent to bring it.
But he forgot it. But he forgot it in the first place.
When the teacher rings me,
I hear all that, Dionne.
Right.
But what I'm saying though, I'm just giving you, you don't need to justify it. What I'm trying to do is giving London, another viewpoint, because we're having this discussion, right? So the point I'm trying to make with it, because I understand everything that you said, but from my opinion, he deserves another detention. But you're saying, well, you've said what you've had to say. So what I'm saying to you is that the school system is a system, whether it's right or wrong, it's a system, and we have to abide by it. But as you've just explained, there are what they call it in law, mitigating circumstances, and this is the problem that we're having because of our black identity and whatnot. Some people, there's a lot of things that happen in the school. That's like you're making, you're saying what the reasons were for your situation. There are other reasons for other people, except sometimes they catalog, or sometimes they evolve because of the nature of like you just said. You even showed the two personalities. You said one person's aggressive and the other one person is more democratized or diplomatic. Didn't you? So this is what I'm trying to show you, human nature. You get what I'm saying? So I don't think personally that by saying that, we need to don't make excuses for our children, because we have to. The reason why we have to, because there are, as a human being, there will always be mitigating circumstances.
Okay, so what you're saying then, alright, when there's a child in the school, whether it's my son or anybody else's child, and he's disrupting a lesson where children are there to learn, okay, we can make excuses for that.
Right, but you've just made listen.
No, my child wasn't disrupting a lesson.
No, but what I'm saying, but he was disrupting he wasn't adhering to a part of the system, wasn't he? So that's similar to disrupting the school sitting, not the lesson, but it's systematical in that sense, the institution of the school, which is bring your PE kit on a certain day, yes? So unless he can get it out of it through whatever style out he can style out, he should pay the price. What I am saying is this, is that if there are people, why? Like this woman said, right? I said, do you see your child as disruptive? She said no. Then let's look at what we see disruptive as. So if disruptive is speaking out of turn, what child doesn't do that? I've worked in classes. What child doesn't do that? If it's consistently speaking out of turn, then we look at that. If he's going around kicking little children in the head, that is not normal. So what I'm saying is that sometimes the circumstances are mitigating. He might have wanted to go to the toilet. He might have wet himself last week and was scared he's going to wet himself this week and stand up and making noise because he's scared of wetting himself. And they call that disruptive, because as far as they're concerned, the teacher at hand might say he can hold it because another school, there's another youth there who can hold it. You get what I'm saying?
That's what you're saying. But the lady's circumstances, okay, we do not know the full story. We do not know exactly how the child is behaving in school, okay? Right, but what I am actually saying is that
Parents need to take their children in hand. If you get one letter home from the school that your child is rude and disruptive and okay, you talk to your child and that child is not listening.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
And another letter, okay, there is a problem. Maybe that child doesn't like the lesson, okay? Maybe that child doesn't like the teacher. It's down to the parent to get to the bottom of the problem. And
I was going to say at the same time, my sister, okay? Again, an experience I had. I received a letter from one of my children's school saying your child done X, Y, and Z. And my first reaction to the school was, you're crazy. Not that particular child. You chosen the wrong one. If you told me another one, then yes, but not that one. So what you're saying, I agree with. But at the same time, more parents need to know their children. They need to know what their child is really capable of doing when they're not in their sight. And the reason why they need to know this is that the school, and let all parents understand this, whatever school your child goes to, once your child is inside that school, the school has a legal responsibility for that child's welfare. Understand?
I agree. And you're right in that, in what you're saying, that a parent needs to know their child.
Yeah.
But if a child turns around and does something that is totally out of character, you can pick that up straight away.
That's right.
Okay? But before you want to rush down the school, you need to hear the full story from your child.
That's right.
His part that he played in whatever happened. And as a parent, you should be able to define where your child went wrong before it goes any further.
Doctah X said sometimes the child, you would listen to your child and the child will still lie to you. But that is still another aspect of, if you know your child, you know whether your child will lie to you or not.
Exactly, and it's the way you question your child. You understand? Because you can always bring out that lie that your child is telling you if he's telling you half a story or half a truth. As a parent, if you know your child, you'll be able to decipher and figure out, and then you say, oh, well, that's not the problem.
For a lot of parents, because I could say, okay, I've got children, and certain of my children, they would tell me a lie and I can see it on their face. I don't need to, I just know for a fact. And I've got other children that they would tell me a lie and you come back to me next week and say they was lying and I'll tell you no. What do you mean? And it's a big blatant lie they was telling.
Okay, but you know how you get over that? Okay, is that you go back and you ask that child the same question at a time when he's not even, that subject hasn't even come up. Do you understand? And then you'll start seeing that child humming and hawing and trying to remember what he said to you before.
That's right, because when you lie, you can't remember it.
Exactly.
Not forever.
That's one way of getting through to your children. Okay? Then you've got the aspect of children living in an environment that's not right.
Dionne, right? What I'm saying is that you see all that is cool, because you seem stable and you seem that you've got a situation that's stable there going on. But what's happening in our community that makes up the black community, is a lot of one parent, a lot of, latchkey children, and you know what I'm saying? With all due respect, you get what I'm saying? That makes up our community. So when you give an advice that is more based upon a solid foundation, it doesn't work across the board. Because that mother
we help to support single parents. Okay?
Well, we need a single parent organisation.
So we don't stigmatise them like the government does, right? And the policies that they are meeting.
But we have no legal black single parent organisation. That's the only way that you will be able to look at some of these issues.
Listen, that's the point that I'm trying to make. There are plenty of organisations, whether it's a two-parent or one-parent family.
What you need to do then is give some information to Genesis, because we're not aware of any sort of national or London-wide.
All you need to do is to buy the Voice newspaper. Okay, there's always articles in there. There's always.
I'm sorry, Dionne. I mean, that's a bit. We're a black station.
Because I've just read an article this week with regards to social exclusion, mentor schemes, and other activities where they are trying to help the youth.
Right. So if you're in South London, is it? I'm saying this is what I'm trying to say to you. It's either a national-wide body or a little organisation based upon us, say, in East London. That's how it happens.
It's a nationwide body that they.
What's it called?
Sorry, I actually threw the paper away, but At the end of the day, what I'm trying to say... So I actually threw that paper away. Okay. But what I'm trying to say to you is that it's positive thinking that we need. We know that some of our children have got problems.
So then we need balanced thinking as well, don't we? We don't just need positive.
So what do we do as individuals? We try to create something where our children can come and feel comfortable.
Most definitely.
Okay?
Most definitely.
We have got children on the streets today, okay, that don't even respect their elders. Do you understand?
Most definitely, definitely.
And I believe that it's us as parents and individuals, if we see children on the street acting rude and out of order, we deal with that situation.
That can never happen again. That was a very small situation that happened in the past. It can never happen again.
Don't say it can't happen. No, I disagree with you there.
No doubt you have to disagree, but I'm saying that cannot happen.
In your opinion.
Because you live in a city. A lot of these values you're talking about come from villages and towns abroad. They never ever happened in the city. You know what I'm saying? It's a city living.
I understand the history of black people in England, okay?
Yeah.
From 1945 till present day, we have been in this country in a mass, okay? We have been downtrodden. They have passed untold immigration laws to stop our people from coming into this country. They've made policies that hinder us, okay? We're in the year 2000 now, and we're not blind and we're not stupid. We've been nurtured and we've been educated by this system, so we know the system, okay? There is no more excuses why we're being treated this way, because at the end of the day, if we want to make a change, we have to make a stand. And at the end of the day, I do not believe that if I'm walking on the street and I see a group of children acting out of order, that I cannot go up to those children and speak to them and explain to them where their actions are going to lead them. Do you understand? Right? And if every person that saw that, instead of walking around and kissing their teeth and degrading the children and cussing the children that they're bad and they're this and that, right? How are those children going to start respecting us again?
Listen. The reason why I'm saying it is I've worked in the youth system for a long time. I'm talking about of experience, yeah? People have done that and have got seriously hurt by doing stuff like that. It's not as simple as that anymore. Back in the day when you could do that, yeah, children weren't so aggressive in the terms of their rebelliousness.
And how did they become aggressive? Because we become too familiar with them. There's no separation.
I mean, Dionne, that's a generalization by saying why you know. But what I'm saying is that it has become like that. It's video games, there's PlayStations, there's a lot of things that's involved with that. It's not just parents becoming familiar. I would disagree with that. But what I am saying, there's no clear-cut answer. But what I am saying is that what is clear-cut is that we need to help. We need a balance. There's no way we can turn back the hands of time and create a community in London. Community is a city. Immigrants are coming left, right, and centre. Roadies, from all over the London, they're coming in. Yeah. So you'll never have that stable environment. The reason why you could do that back in the day is because environments were always stable, like in Ghana or Jamaica or Barbados. But now in a city it's different, so you have to develop different rules. You can't look at something that worked in another situation to work in a totally different, isolated, or another.
Where did the saying come from? We have to learn from our past. Where did that come from?
What do you mean? I don't know what you mean. I know that's a good saying, but what does that mean? I don't know what context you're putting it in.
What it means is that the mistakes that you made yesterday, you don't make the same mistakes today. Do you understand?
Yeah, maybe the mistake yesterday was just trying to talk to children in such a manner that you always was over them instead of talking to them. So maybe that was a mistake. So when you thought you was being mannerly, half the time I remember a lot of people from my age will say to you about their mother didn't, or their father didn't even understand them. So I don't know which one is. I can't tell you which one is right. All I'm saying is that you're talking about a mistake. You don't know which one of them is the real mistake. What is it? Is it better for us to go back to like chastising children, and if we see them do wrong and they'd have nothing to do with us, go up to a total stranger and say to them, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing that," and we don't know that little child is suffering from psychological trauma and is walking with her scissors in her pocket. I know these things to have happened. You get what I'm saying? So that's why...
That might be the case, okay? But prevention is better than cure.
I understand that. That's a good saying.
Listen to me. If you're going to walk down the street, okay, you as an individual, one person on your own, and you see a group of youth that are being disruptive on the street, are making up a whole heap of noise, and at the end of the day, a fight breaks out, and you as a big person is not going to go up to those people, those children, and try and diffuse the situation.
You need an this is what I'm saying, John. You need an organisation. That's why you have police.
Right in front of your face.
That's why you're having police, because the people that the children of now, I know of these situations where people have been, anybody can phone up and tell you that, have been physically hurt. I am not saying that you shouldn't, but you should also, you've got your children to go home to as well, isn't it? Why are you worried? If you know, if it's...
Why am I worried?
Yeah, why are you worried about...
Listen, my child. Do you understand?
But it's not your child, though.
Listen to what I'm saying. I have in my home as being my child.
Well,
I mean, all my children. I look at the entire black population within South East London. That every child is my child.
Well, I don't, Dionne.
No, listen. At the end of the day, if that child gets hurt, okay, and I could have prevented that from happening, okay. What type of person does that make me?
Well, I mean, I'll have to tell you.
Listen, what has happened in London is that society is moving with this individualism. I'm okay back, like the last caller said. I'm alright, my home is alright, and my children are alright. But there are many children out there suffering, and all it takes is a kind word to actually influence them.
It doesn't just take a kind. I mean, like, I've been through this argument so many times.
You might have been through the argument so many times. You may have worked in youth centres, okay, and you may have experienced certain things with certain individuals. Do you understand? Right? But at the end of the day, that doesn't mean you must stop trying.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the methodology which you are talking about is not going to be a workable one. Just having a kind word and we should go back to talking to other people. I'm saying that these things have been tried. What we need is organizations. That's why you have the police force. That's why you have the social services. That's why you have group management. That's why you have council, even in villages. You always go from a group perspective.
The argument is about our black youth.
Right.
Right? That is what the argument is about.
And I'm just all arguing.
Now, I am giving a solution as to how to tackle...
Yeah, what I am saying...
Wait, let me just finish. I'm giving you a solution of how to tackle part of the problem, not the whole problem.
No doubt. What I am saying is
that... At the end of the day, if Genesis Radio listeners, as individuals, want to start to help, okay, a lot of people want to help, but they don't know how to help or what to do. Do you understand? Right?
What we're talking about?
Sorry?
No, I said that's what we're talking about. I'm not...
Right. Well, I'm giving you a solution to the problem.
And I'm saying that isn't...
Instead of us as adults walking past a situation where we know that we can deal with that situation...
No, I'm not... I wouldn't advocate that, though. I wouldn't advocate that, because I've seen what's happened when that happens.
Well,
so I wouldn't advocate it. I understand it.
You won't advocate that,
that's
okay?
Right.
And there's many other things that you won't advocate, okay? Now, at the end of
Likewise
the day,
yourself.
Hold on. At the end of the day, Genesis Radio is about making solutions to the problems that our black community faces.
No doubt. Appropriate ones, yes, I know that.
Fine. Right. Now, if any of the listeners are able, alright, to deal with the situation before it escalates into somebody dying, okay, right, and whether you as an individual get hurt yourself, okay, you are making a stand, right? Now, at the end of the day, South East London is a big area, and if our children know that if they're going to get themselves into an incident, and they know that there's other black people, adults in the area, okay, that are willing to go and help and deal with that situation before it escalates, that will be showing that youth that he can't do anything that he chooses to do when they know that their own people are in the area. Do you understand? Or that some people are walking past. What we need to do as black adults in this country is to get back the respect that we used to give to our older generations back in the day. Do you understand? That's number one, right? Number two, in the parents,
Dionne, can I just
found the information that they need to help to tackle the problems of their children in school. There are many organisations out
but you
there.
see, you're going back to the organisations that are already there. What we're talking about is a situation sorting up our own thing. And again, let me deal with your first point, yeah? If you're dealing with the first... it's not against you, Dionne. I understand. It's about advocating and being, looking at other aspects of what you're saying, just like you would do it if I was to suggest it, yeah? If you was on the other side of that coin, right? So what I am saying is that it's not a personal jab at you. What it is just saying that I have been in that situation. I would not see that as... even Commissioner has been in that situation. I would not see that as a way forward. necessarily, but I would see the same kind of situation like what they've got around the area that we are now. What they've done is hire security guards to deal with certain problems. Whether they're equipped properly or not, that's another story. But then, like for instance in Brixton, yeah, at the end of school there's like groups of them, like 10s and 20s of them. So one person can't go into 10, 20, and then everybody stops and goes, "Ooh, it's a big adult, so let me respect her or respect him." It ain't gonna happen.
Listen, at the end of the day, okay.
No, so carry on with your point. I mean, I don't want to become argumentative. I'm just.
I know. Listen, when I was coming home the other day and I saw a fight, okay, and there was a little youth running from the other children. I stopped my car. I shouted to him, "Are you okay? Okay, have you just been in a fight?" He said yes. I said, "I'll tell you what, there's a teacher that has just come out of the school that is going over towards where the group of children are. You go back to that teacher, okay? You go into that school and you ring your mother, okay? Now, at the end of the day, had I not driven past, that child would have continued running to the whole crowd reach him. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, it's just little things.
That's little things. That was great. That was a great piece of work there. Listen, and we're not saying no, you don't do it, but we can't advocate it because I've stopped many fights on the bus. I've stopped girls from busting up each other. I've done the same thing too, and I'm sure other people have. But what I am saying is that we can't advocate people go into group because people then take on situations that are beyond them because they believe that it's their duty or their right. You must be able to assess, if you're saying this, assess the situation, and if it is at all possible and you can do something about it, of course you can. If you got a group of you, I've been in another situation where 4 groups of yous are waving about knives. What did you want me to go in there? Go in there and hold that man and say stop? I wasn't going to do that because I've got my own children to deal with. So it's not the case that I don't care about other people's children, but I also have to care about myself too. So if the situation where it was 4 group of youths arguing with another set of youths, and I saw that the situation could be dissolved, I would go in there and say, "What's this all about, blood?" Yeah,
okay,
definitely.
So you're making that's one way of doing it.
But now, that's what I'm saying. I'm sorry.
You said that you're not going to, it's obvious you're not going to rush in when you see a whole heap of knives being rushed around.
But this is the point I'm trying to make.
That is something for the police, so what do?
Well,
you call the police.
So all I'm trying to do is even it out so that it doesn't, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't sound like that's what, you know, it's our moral duty to go into any situation. If you feel that
I'm not telling anyone to be a superhero.
Well, okay, I mean, that has to be established, Dionne. That has to be established because people say stuff, isn't it? And so all we're just doing is establishing those factors, aren't we? That's what I'm saying to you. It's not a jibe against you. It's just not jive at all. It's about us discussing it in its entirety so people are clear what we're trying to advocate. You get what I'm saying?
The show was it? Did I not hear that I am my brother's keeper?
But listen. What I'm saying to you is that to what extent? To what extent? There has to be. You have to have detail. You can't just have these blatant sayings without no justification for them and no detail of how you're gonna actuate and exercise that particular saying. I will look out for Commissioner, but if Commissioner's there raping little girls, I ain't looking out for him at all. And he's still my brother, isn't he?
But that's
right, exactly. So so you have to start to measure these sayings. You have to measure them appropriately. What did I say? Did I say what you said was wrong? I didn't say that.
No,
I said some of the action there would be inappropriate for us to advocate. That's what I said. You get me? So now we've gone further on into the issue and we start to discuss other people's side, other sides of the coin, so that we have a more broader and balanced spectrum of what actually happens and not what I think should happen or you think should happen. You get what I'm saying? So that's how the argument, the discussion.
Okay, I hear you there. But at the same time, I say to myself, how can the future of my children be prosperous?
Okay, sis, on that question there, we're going to make the rest of London see if they, in the last little minutes that we've got, if they will give a response on that, see?
Alright then.
And listen to the whole of the crew, okay? Big them up for me and just tell them one love, see?
I will. Okay.
You take care.
And Doctah X.
One love.
Bye-bye.
Okay, you want to hear it here loud and clear on the Genesis 91.6 FM. See, let's turn this down for a second. Lengthy conversation there. Good afternoon, caller. You're in tune to Genesis.
Yes, brother.
Good afternoon, caller.
Good evening.
Yes, my brother.
Yeah, short. I read a short thing with Doctah X. Doctah X. We there. Put him on there, brother.
Yeah, I'm here. Who's that speaking?
Ron.
Okay, yeah.
How you would deal with the situation of these young children?
Well, how would I deal with it?
How Sister Dionne said it, you give a kind word and blah, 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 How would you... I mean, if it's a group of black boys misbehaving, would you say, listen, don't do that, don't do this, and give yourself?
First, it depends on what kind of group of black boys. First, it depends on whether it looks like they're armed. It depends on the individual situation. Because of the situation, I can say that because of the situations I found myself in. I've been chopped after, I've been stabbed after, I've been punched in the face, doing the same thing of breaking up fights. Now, I wouldn't advocate for my little sister or to go into a situation like that thinking that it's her duty. Some people can handle it. I've been a boxer, I've done martial arts, so I can handle it. Some people who've never fought someone before, you can't go into them. Some of them guys have got no respect for human being or human life. A guy got stabbed in his back the other day outside McDonald's, and he's dead as a doornail. Now, what if I decided that I saw the situation and jumped in? It might have been me that was dead. Does that suit some kind of purpose? He must know why he's found himself in that situation. Another situation is
black issue.
Sorry?
Young. How would we resolve this?
Again, this is what I'm saying about it has to take a group organization, doesn't it? It does have to. We have to deal with all these so-called people in power, MPs, this, that, and the other, and trying to get them. So it's all right. We talk about it on air. It's all right. We say our great plans and what we would do in a given situation. But remember, there's thousands and millions of people out there or whatever. So we have to talk about in terms of air anyway. We have to deal with everybody. We can't. I'm not going to tell you how Doctah X would do it and the great Doctah X would go in there, Superman. And I'm not going to talk like that. I'm trying to deal with what situations I know have happened. Situations I've read in the newspaper. It's not always one way. You have to try and work out what are you actually getting yourself into. You get what I'm saying? So therefore, if you can, like it's on the bus, like some youths was going rowdy and saying rare and making up all the noise in joke and rare and disrupting the bus. But to me, I never said nothing, because to me it's just antics. It's just them being themselves. Where some other people behind me was going, boy, them people, and so it depends on how it affects you. And then if that person had got up, and they know if they'd have got up and said, keep the noise down, they would have broken out all kinds of hell. You get what I'm saying? Because for starters, it was unnecessary, because they weren't being rude, they were just being noisy. You get what I'm saying? So you got to be clear about your own personal intentions and whether or not it's somebody's life you're trying to save or a situation you're trying to hold down, or it's just your personal prejudice or your personal feeling at the time. You might be vexed and want quiet, and you want to use them to quiet down. What they know about what your life is. You get me? So I'm not advocating don't do anything. What I'm clearly trying to advocate is the appropriateness of your behavior and your action within any given situation.
Alright, the end of the day because it's time to
Okay.
Okay, you're in tune to the People's Talkshow 91.6 FM. And we're just winding it down now, London. So if you've got any important information that you want to let us know, anything going on in terms of meetings, organizational things happening, give us a call on the 07931844806. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon. I spoke to you already regarding the mobile phone Teresa again.
Yes.
Right. I just wanted to pick up a few of the points that the other speaker, not the one just finished, but the previous one.
Okay, Sister Dionne.
And I'm going back a fraction here because the conversation has gone to being community policemen, arrested people, and I'm not there. Okay, I want to go back to the school.
Okay,
and about why children behave badly. And being disruptive and etc. Well, I can't stereotype or give comment on individual behavior, but all I can say that some teachers, before the pupil even step in a classroom, being whether they're black, Asian, or of any other ethnicity, have prophecy on children and how they expect them to behave.
Okay.
And if a child that is not of white, obviously, say something or is too bright, they can't comprehend that. Okay, and if a child is being aggressive, I mean, what is aggressive? Who's being aggressive? Maybe the teacher's being aggressive.
Yeah.
Alright, and as for the lady who got that 9-year-old son being rude, I mean, is he always being rude? What's going on there?
Yeah. Well, again, without going into the details, And I think this is where the balance has to be drawn, okay? We know that some of our children, when they're out of our sight, they can get on like some little monsters. We know that for a fact, see? But we also know that we have some teachers who take advantage of the situation that they're in. You know, so this is again where we keep getting back to the organization. We now have this experience. It was different for us. When I told my mother, and I'm sure Doctah X, when Doctah X went home and the school sent home a letter or this or that, your mother used to say, what you doing? And yeah, because they took the teacher's word for it. We now know different. See? So if we have the organization, if we come together and deal with these issues, considering, especially in where the areas where we're living, it's 80 if not 90% of the schools is full up of our children.
Also, I would like to say about the other caller, when she was saying that the parents should go out and find the information. We shouldn't have to go out and find information. It should be accessible to us.
Okay.
We shouldn't have to go and buy a paper to find out where these organizations are.
Yes.
To me, that is ludicrous.
They should make
it should be accessible. Known. It should be advertised in the school.
For real.
All right, and basically, the school, if a child is being rude, the school should contact the parents, come to sit down with the parents and the child and discuss what's going on. Not to exclude the child. That's not going to make the child any brighter or behave any better.
That's right.
And wherever school he go to, he's going to have that record of being disruptive.
And my sister, this is in a time when we see that school exclusion rates for our children are going through the roof. See?
Well, again, you see, when it comes down to whether you're a two-parent or one-parent, I'm a one-parent, I'm proud to be it. And my child don't give me no problem whatsoever. Maybe I'm one of the unfortunate parents. My daughter is doing extremely well. She's above average. And when I sit down with my child and do a science topic, and we talk about iodine, which is the stuff to find out whether plants have starch.
Yeah.
And she went back to the school and was talking, and they were doing science, and she says, to her teacher, my mom and us was sitting down doing homework, and we find out that iodine added on the leaf will tell you whether a plant has starch in it, the presence of starch. The teacher turned around to my child and said she's been cheeky. Now what's cheeky about that?
Well, maybe the teacher didn't know it.
Exactly.
And this is one of the problems that we've got.
And if the teachers were doing their job properly, right, and teaching my child the way she should be taught, then I shouldn't have to be doing the teacher's job.
That's right.
Right? If the teacher was doing what she should be doing, instead of doing those pathetic spelling tests and teaching an academic child properly, right, and appropriately to those children who's doing extremely well, giving them the proper work, and those who can't do well, giving them work that they can
do. So they can,
right?
Yeah, that's right.
Otherwise, those child become bored and will become disruptive.
That's right.
And then they're going to say she's have a behavior
You
problem.
see, as you highlight that, right? This is again where enough parents have to realize, don't just rely on the teacher to do their job. If you don't spend some time with your child, invest some time in your child, even if it's a proper conversation with them, you know, then you're robbing them. You know what I mean? This is one thing that we must take on board. And just one more thing that we should take on board, everyone. When your children leave in the morning to go to school, do you know where they're going?
Of course I know where my child is going.
Yeah, that's not directed at you, sis. That's for all of us. Because believe it, there's a lot of parents that don't know where their children are going.
Well, that's very unfortunate. Maybe I don't know what goes on in individual homes, or what, you know, individual parents do and how they discipline their children. But I know where my child go, and I know when she's finished school where she's coming.
But still, do you accept that there is a problem within our community that many parents do not know where their children are in the daytime?
Well, yes, I guess there is a problem with truancy, but you will always have truancy, whether in black community or white community. You will have truancy.
Well, all we're saying now is that, and we agree with that, but maybe it is time to change that, and maybe we do have the power to actually say, well, no, so
how are we going to go about changing that when the government is already put out people to find children who's truancy and getting...
Well, if we organize ourselves as concerned parents, as concerned members of the community, organize ourselves, have a strong enough representation that we can lobby the government and make our voice be heard, because they're dealing with our children. See, at the moment it's just our children, okay? But we know long term what is good for our children is going to help other children as well. We know that, okay? But if we organize ourselves in that manner, and we can lobby the government, speak to the local authority or the educational authority or the Minister for Education, whoever it has to be, and apply the pressure. Because you know what's happening in our community right now? A whole heap of us as parents are applying the pressure, but you're doing it on your own. You're writing to your local councillor, you're going to the surgery, you're writing to the MP, etc., etc., etc.
But maybe parents have an active role to play.
Yes.
Maybe if they took more interest in what the school is doing and sort of join their I don't know,
the Parent Teachers Association,
parents club, whatever, then they have a voice in the school and they know what the teachers is doing. Maybe if you just send your kids to school and you don't show any interest, maybe that's where, you know, it's lacking.
I would still advocate, see, that even before we deal with because the schools are a problem as well. The PTAs, I used to be on PTAs, and the PTAs have a set mentality towards even black parents, you understand? So we really need something for ourselves.
Yeah, but it depends on how the black parents project themselves. If you go and project yourself in a diplomatic manner and go with the right style, then obviously they'll listen to you. I, for one, is on the parents committee, and I project myself and I do fundraising and things like that. Being a one parent doesn't make me cripple.
Yeah.
So when people talk about one parent, I think sometimes one parent's better than two parents, to be quite honest with you.
Okay, I hear that, sis, and I hold a London early, scene. You take care and you keep it locked, okay?
Okay, bye.
One love. Okay, London boy, you know, we got the last 5 minutes of the show just rolling in. Don't forget, in the house today we have with the BJP, my brethren, the one himself, Lloyd Coxon, and Mr. Festas original style. Yes, I called her. Good afternoon, you're in tune to Genesis.
Oh, good afternoon.
Yes, my sis.
It's Makeda in Brixton.
This is who?
Makeda in Brixton.
Okay, Sister Makeda, good afternoon. What you got to say to London?
I'm going to get quite personal concerning that school in Brixton. Duran School.
Yes.
The parent who rang, sometimes, you know, we hear about things, we're not hearing all the information.
Yes.
You know? And there have been some instances at that school where one, I think it was last week, a child came to school with a knife. These are primary school children that come to school with knives. That puts my child and every other child at risk. Now that needs to be looked into carefully. It's all right saying that parent needs support, yes, that's fine. The child needs support as well.
That's right. Is it the same school that we're speaking about?
It's the same school.
Okay.
It's the same school. There's another child who is about to be, I think, expelled from that school for something similar. So there's things going on, even with our primary school children, before they even get to secondary school.
So there's obviously a problem with the school.
I wouldn't say there's a problem with the school. I mean, it's all a big problem. There's a big problem. Part of it is the school, part of it is the parents, part of it is society. This the time of the you know, sign of the times that we're living in.
Yeah.
You know. So it's not any one particular person's fault.
Yes.
There's a range of problems going on.
So don't you feel now that this, you see, we've reached this stage, okay, where, as you've just said, there is a percentage of us that are fully aware that it is a combination of different things that have arrived at or brought us to this situation now. Isn't it high time that we who understand this and recognize this get together and have some kind of proportional representation in terms of our children in the education system?
I agree with you totally. I think there needs to be a black organisation which is in the making, actually. That's why I rang.
Okay.
The Black Parent Support Network.
Black Parent Support Network.
Yes.
Where are they?
Well, at the moment they're via my address.
Okay, have we got a contact number for them?
Yes, can I give it to you?
Yes, please.
0171 733 8083.
Say that again, sis.
0171
0171
733
8083.
8083.
Okay, now give us a quick 30 seconds of what the organisation is aiming to do.
Basically to support parents, to look into similar issues like expulsion, suspensions, and any issue to do with what parents have to deal with in society.
Okay. Well, we had a sister that phoned earlier on, and she had the same problem with school and a young son, as you heard. We're going to give that number out again, and I hope that she's still listening. Take the number, because it's the same school.
Yes.
See?
Yeah, this is Doctah X. Right, what I'm saying is that, so this organisation is what, South London based, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, and so what you're saying is that what you're looking at is the holisticness and the variety of issues that's going on, yeah?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, so you know, this is the point that we're saying. So these are the organisations that we can advocate, because they understand, yeah, that the full, you know, that it's not no one thing. And like you said, even at this school, you're giving us a broader picture now. You're saying at this school, youth has come. I mean, they're primary school kids with knives in school.
That's right.
So it's not like he's got knife in school. It's the issue at hand, like you said. Like I was saying to this other caller, Dionne, about it's not just the way parents talk to each other. PlayStation, videos, accessibility to cable, and all sorts of things have created the environment that we live in now. So we need people who are going to then set about a task to deal with the situation, who understand all these aspects. Not somebody who's going to come with their own particular viewpoint and not incorporate somebody else's viewpoint. That's how you have an army, an organization or a group of people with different viewpoints come together, and then you listen to me, I listen to you, I say, good point. You listen to me, good point. Something that you didn't see. You get me? That's the organization. What's the name of the organization?
Black Parent Support Network.
Black Parent Support Network. Yeah. So as Commissioner,
a lot of the time what we tend to do is if we can't deal with people ourselves, we put them in contact with organisations that can help them. Great stuff.
That's what we wanted. You know, we like input like that. So in words of Commissioner, you know what I'm saying, the whole of London heard that. Have you got anything more to add, Nikita?
Just that it's a new organisation. It's just in its start-up. We're about to apply for funding.
Okay. So everybody should be aware of
people.
Okay, definitely. And in fact, I know somebody else who's in a situation. So yeah, that's great. That's how we like it. You know. Thanks for your contribution, Nikita. And
thank you.
In the words of Commissioner, the whole of London, you heard that. You know what I'm saying? This organisation would do the number again. 0171 733 0883. It's called the Black Parent Support Network. Obviously, Makita's her name, or Nikita. I think it's Makita. Yeah. Give her a call. And if you claim, a lot of people out there claiming they're this and saying they're that. These are the organisations we're pointing you to. So this will be added to our little list. You get what I'm saying? And then we'll be able to say this again if it ever comes up again. Yeah. So
can I just tell you the number again, please?
Sorry.
You got it wrong.
Oh, sorry, 733-0883.
No, 0171 733 8083.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay, correction.
Thank you.
sorry about that, Makita. Correction, 0171 733 0883. Yeah, Black Parent Support Network. I'll say it again. Yeah. You say it, Black.
0171 733 8083. Black Parent Support Network. Okay, my sis, you take care.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for the call.
Bye.
Okay, London, the time is, it's just creeped up on us, and we're going to have to be taking this phone out right about now. Boy, should we take this last call, D? Last call. Yes, caller, what you got to say?
Afternoon. First of all, I want to say what a good job you guys are doing.
Okay.
We need more of the community radio stations having these topics on the radio station. So a couple of quick points I want to make. One is, as adults ourselves, what we need to do to bring more unity, I think, in the community is to hail one another. We don't do that at all.
Okay.
We walk on the street, we see another brother or sister, whenever say hello, or even a nod of the head, or even at the bus stop, the train station, on the train or on the bus.
Acknowledge each other more.
Well, it starts from there. If we can't put our hand out and say, how you doing? How are we going to get trust together as a community anyway?
That's right.
And if we can't filter that down to the youth, where are they going to get it from?
It's got to start somewhere, innit?
It's got to start somewhere. It's a simple thing to do. I bet you tomorrow, people leave out of work tomorrow, they're going to see untold black people that they probably see every day for a number of years and never once have said hello or, how you doing? Nothing like that. So we could never sort of get together. We can't even reach out and make that beginning.
Okay, my brother. That's a very positive note.
Okay, just a quick point. Children that's going to school, no matter what age they are at, we have to encourage them that the teachers are there to work for them.
That's right.
You know what I mean? They are there to work for them, so they must make them work for them. They have to ask them questions.
And at the same time, as long as we are telling our children this, we must make sure that the teachers are working for them.
That's the feedback we're going to get.
Yeah.
Because once you know your child asks a certain question, and the teacher says, or they tell them it's rubbish, or they don't need to know that, we can then go to school and say, look, my child asked you a question, please honour them with an answer.
Right. And
if you don't know the answer, we'll find out the answer for them.
Okay, and as Commissioner said, we also have to know our children, don't we? So that we know the particular mannerisms that they have. So when they said this, you know, like somebody said to me the other day, I use this word chores, as to describe work. I never use that word. So anybody that knows me knows that there's no way I'll be saying something like that. You get what I'm saying? So that is important too.
Very much so. The other thing I want to say is that we must learn to sort of like, at least have a joke with our children. You know, show that we love them and that we care about them.
Line up on them.
We can get onto a level sometimes and you know, and to sort of like have a kind of camaraderie with them. Not just tell them to do this, tell them to do that, and then when they do something wrong, we shout them down. And that's all we ever do with them.
My brother, positive words.
That's right.
See? The whole of London heard that.
Well, I hope we can do something.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You take care.
Okay, keep up the good work.
All right.
Bye.
Right. What we're saying is that we're going to discuss it, and in other future shows, right? You know, whether it be me, Commissioner, it doesn't, any of us as a presenters, and see if we can conjure up. No, we're not answering that. We can't take that. I'm sorry. We're going to see if we can conjure up any more, you know, like support for that, and see if we can start something off. But like I said before, we'd have to do that in a separate show. Yeah. So, So you know, from myself here. You're leaving it on, right? So with Festus, we've got Festus in the studio, and DJ B, and who's that? Levi Roots, sorry, and I say, oh, you know what I'm saying? So you know, we've got that happening coming up next, So I'm just saying bye for now, and it'll be Commissioner.
Oh, and here he is.
Hello.
Yeah, London, boy. Been a nice 3 hours. Sorry, let me take this thing out of my mouth. We've got to say big up to everyone that phoned in, to everyone that didn't, to all of our listeners, to all of the silent callers. Enough respect, and I hope you will keep it tuned. And remember, you know, as you heard it there from Doctah X, we shall be coming to you with some programs. We shall be having some meetings out there in the community, discussing our children, our schools, our policing, everything that needs to be discussed. So listen, you'll keep it locked. And remember, it's not just about the talk. When we have these discussions and these meetings, come out and support. Come out and show your concern. Even if you haven't got children, even if your child's never been arrested or been in trouble, see? It still is something within your community, and you have some input, and it has some cause and effects related to you, okay? You'll keep it locked, and remember, this is the Big G1, 91.6 FM. One love, Commissioner's gone. Remember later on today, this evening between 10 and 1, we have Professor Sadi in the house taking questions and answers, okay? One love, people, and boy, I know say Festus and Brother Levi Roots is gonna come with DJ B right about now and deal with it. Go on.
To brutality, tell them all they should respect humanity when you're out there. It's nothing but insanity. You massacre you own, and that's the reality. Oh, put your hands and we don't know partiality. Higher. Oh, justice. Oh, poor people want justice. Mass poverty is a tragedy. Now take a look at the way them treat the people. People a man, them can't take this hassle. If it ain't to survive, German, it is a trouble.
01713388083 Black Parent Support Network. See?
Enough of them a boss. Listen to the road why like toast. Hey, the people need some. They want justice. Who's God? Give them a little justice. I say, one man say, restore the peace by any means. Do you remember when another did say, shoot first then question your enemies? Whoa, look at the people they suffer. Now they suffer even more. Some try to lead the between the rich and the poor. Blood them never used to visit the community. They never ensure some safety. Can you stop the love of the people? Will you ignore their outcry when they all are justice? Justice, justice. Good God, people want justice. Justice, justice. Out there, give them a little justice. Justice, justice. Oh Lord, people want justice. Justice. In the inner cities, outer cities, cross cities, plain and mountains and justice. Love, love, love.